2 weeks ago, RealMistry joined Jimmy and I on our pre-E3 2021 show, and Jimmy and I walked away from that episode thinking, wow, what if every show could be as good as that show? So, we decided to invite Mistry to join our crew as an official host of the Red Spartan Halo podcast. RealMistry brings a wealth of knowledge of the Halo franchise to our production. His presence and energy will inject an enthusiasm and excitement for Halo, which this show so desperately lacks, Jimmy.
You called us a crew. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
What's wrong with the word crew, dude?
Just crew.
What's wrong with the crew? What's wrong with crew?
We're a crew. This is such a good moment.
What do you want to say? What do you want me to say? Team?
No, crew is it's a beautiful word. It's a good thing. We're
Team?
good.
Clan? Should I have said clan?
No, the clan sounds terrible. We're a crew. We're like we're on an airplane or a ship or something. We're like a crew. We're brothers in arms. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Spartans, Guardians, and of course our fellows with long hair, welcome to the Red Spartan Halo podcast, the #1 Halo show for Halo-ass fans and loud intros. Welcome, welcome. We have show notes. We have somewhat of a format for this episode tonight. Jimmy, what do you think about that?
Why are you telling everybody? You're giving away all the secrets.
I gave away the secret, dude. Industry secrets. Also, as you heard in the very beginning, the announcement, RealMistry is now joining us as a host. RealMistry, welcome, my guy. Welcome. We're happy to have you here. Jimmy, let's give him a little round of applause.
Hi, everyone.
I've heard that sound a while, bro. You're gonna turn me on.
Hey, Trax, out of curiosity, did you completely wing that announcement, or was that like scripted? I mean, that was fantastic if you wung it.
I totally came up with it on the spot and then wrote it down. So, you know.
So like you pseudo improv at the same time.
Dude?
Pseudo scripted it.
It's like fresh frozen vegetables. You know, it's like, well, it's not fresh because it's frozen, but it was frozen when it was fresh. You know what I'm saying? Fresh frozen.
There you go, nailed it.
That was a fresh frozen intro. A fresh frozen intro, Jimmy. Okay, so let me see here. Let's see, because now I'm following this thing. Oh, I'm gonna change that every week too.
You get all screwed up because now you actually have a format.
I know,
to follow.
I'm gonna get all screwed up. But you know how I go, like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Spartans, Guardians, and then I said, and of course, our fellows with long hair. Dude, every week it's gonna be a different. It's gonna be a different identity group.
Okay.
Good luck.
A different type of crew.
Yeah, different group. No, not a crew, dude. What's with you and crews?
I like the crew thing. You really made me happy when you said that.
No, I don't believe it. I feel like you don't like the crew thing.
No, I'm genuinely happy for that.
Mistry, what do you think? Is he bullshitting me? Does he like crew? Is he? It's not. Why would you call that out? Is what
he doesn't know me well enough yet. He'll start to get. He'll start to figure it out.
Yeah, well, I supposedly know you well enough, and I have no idea if you're being honest or not.
Listen, I'm just concerned right now because there seems to be a weapon sitting there in the background. Okay.
Whoa! I told I would take that out.
Jimmy, show him your guns. Show him your guns, Jimmy. Show him. Look at those guns on his arms.
Oh,
beautiful.
Nice. This is great for the audio podcast.
Exactly. The audio podcast is like, what the hell? Okay. Why don't Jimmy tell me what's been going on this last week? What you been up to?
Life, bro.
Yeah.
Getting effed by life.
Getting effed by
I'm
life.
good. Yeah.
Is life giving you shit to shovel?
Yes, literally. It's been rough. A lot of home problems for any of those homeowners out there.
Why don't you
sewer problems?
Yeah.
Unleashing onto my yard. My AC just went down today, so that was fun.
Bro.
Yeah, but I fixed that real fast. It's just a lot of bullshit problems that I did not expect. So I am back. I'm good. I have a beer.
Good.
I'm good now. I'm good.
Yeah,
I've been so introspective lately though. I'm like, it's really interesting. Like, I never been this introspective in my life. And I don't know if that has to deal with my age or that has to deal with like current events happening. I don't know what it is, but I've been so introspective and I can't get out of it.
Give us a little window into your brain.
Like, you ever get so introspective where you're double thinking everything that you did in life, and then you're like, it's almost like a reel, like a film reel, and it's being placed in front of your eyes, and it's being swiped like a swipe, like you're on Tinder swiping
Swipe
left,
left
or
or
right.
swipe right. I
But
like
this
this
is like-
memory. I don't like this
yeah.
memory.
Right. Well, no, it's not even that. It's like it's almost automatic, and you can't think about what's being popped up in your head. It's just automatic, and things are just being shelled in your brain. It's very hard to explain, but it's
Right.
super interesting.
This is from all that
And-
coffee you're drinking.
Yeah, all the coffee that I drink. Yeah.
I think Jimmy's having a midlife crisis. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I already had my midlife
was just
crisis
about to
at
say.
25.
This would be Jimmy's third midlife
Quarter
crisis.
Or a quarter.
Man.
I've had
I
two
had a-
quarter life crises.
Is 1/3 life
Yeah.
crisis? Is that the way it works?
What designates a crisis, a life crisis?
What designates a life crisis is like somebody who's probably like middle-aged, 40s or 50s, and then realizes, oh my God, I'm living this life. I'm running out of time. I need to do a bunch of shit right now that is, not in my normal way of being. So like they'll go out and they'll buy a expensive car, or like I think that's like the classic trope is like somebody's having like going out and buying a car, or like maybe like a giant like career change out of nowhere, or just like I'm selling my house, like something drastic happens in an emotional state out of I need to escape out of my reality right now because I don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, like when I bought a houseboat and a jet ski, and I had like a brand new car. I did that already.
Yeah,
Did it all.
Yeah, you've had a couple quarter life crises.
Yeah, what a couple? What's the other
Yeah.
ones?
Well, you had one when you left your job to start a painting company with somebody who had never run a company before.
I mean, I guess that's one.
Maybe
I
not.
wanna-
Maybe that's not a crisis.
Nah.
No, you're right. That's not a crisis.
I mean, I did move across the country. I don't know if you consider that a crisis. though, or
That
not.
might be considered a crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It's been whack lately. It's been weird.
My crisis is when I dropped out of college. Like I was set up with the military until I was age 40, and then I was like, not doing it, and then I dropped out.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. I still
Real
would have had my
Mistry,
whole
have
life
you ever
planned.
had a crisis?
Yeah, Mistry, what's your quarter life crisis?
A quarter life crisis? I don't know, probably when I dropped out of college.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, look at that. We're
You're all
unraveling the mystery.
Yeah.
Dropped
We
out.
all
shit.
dropped out of college.
Yeah, maybe that's not a good sign.
Right now we're just all a bunch of college dropouts.
Yes,
Crap.
all parents, make sure your kids are listening to us.
Oh, that's freaking funny. There's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
No, if you've decided, I'll say this. If you're going to college because you know exactly what you want to do, banging, go for it. If you're at college because you're like, hey, I want to network like crazy, and I would just want to meet a bunch of people who I can use later on in life, like for career steps or whatever, banging, go for it. But if you're like, I'm at college because I don't know why I'm here, and I don't really want this degree, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it afterwards, blah, 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 but I'm here because like people kind of told me to, I don't know if it's the best way to
Can
go.
I mention something real fast? I
Yeah.
have a university in my city, and I was talking to a girl at this diner, and she's like,
Ooh.
every single person that she's met there are only going to college because their parents told them to, and they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's
It's not good.
Yeah, it's not.
Everybody who I work with who's either 5 years older or 5 years younger than me at the post office, I shouldn't say everybody, most of them all have college degrees, and they became mailmen or
Right.
mail women. Mail carriers. Okay, that's how we try and say it, Jimmy. Don't be
Is that the
sexist.
proper terminology? The
Yeah.
politically correct term?
Yes.
All right, okay.
carriers.
I'm gonna have to note that in my head.
Yeah. Or you could say girl mailman. Wait, maybe that one's not as
What?
politically
Wait, what?
correct. Actually, I might be wrong about that. Look, it's a girl mailman. No, don't say that. Mail carrier. That's what we're told. Okay. Well, sorry to hear about your midlife crisis, quarter life crisis, Jimmy.
That is what it is.
And all this sewage that you've been shoveling. Have you been?
Things will get better.
You hope.
What?
You hope.
I hope, bro. I
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
What were you gonna ask me?
Yeah. I hope things get better.
Why are you saying that?
I don't know. Everyone says that. Everyone's like, "Oh, it'll get better," or it won't. Or it won't.
Freaking me out, bro.
Or you'll
Yeah,
go
one can
outside,
hope, no?
your skin will boil, and then your eyes will pop out of your head like Total
I
Recall.
did come up with my life crisis or whatever you want to call it. I do want to go. My end goal, especially with this off-grid shit, I do want to go on a podcast with Joe Rogan at one point and talk about aliens.
It's
I
a
really
great
do.
goal to have. That's a great
Talk
goal.
about aliens.
Yes,
It's a great
exactly.
goal, dude.
You heard it here, folks.
Yes.
It's a great
You
goal.
heard it right here.
Right here,
awesome.
folks.
If I could get to that level, I'll be.
Bro, you're gonna get on Rogan's podcast when he's 90 and nobody listens anymore.
Nah, it's a 10-year goal. So he'll be. I don't know how old he is,
60.
but
He'll be 60 something. He'll be 62.
okay.
10-year goal, as in by the time your 10 years are done, that's when you want to be on the podcast, or within the 10 years you want to
No,
be on
it
the podcast?
has to be exactly 10 or you have to go back.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're marking it today, right? June 23rd, 2031.
Yeah.
Jimmy's gonna be on the Joe Rogan podcast.
If it's any earlier than that, you have to reschedule on him. You have to be, hey, I can't do
Oh,
May. I gotta do June. Sorry,
Exactly.
Joey. Can you pencil me in on this
so
thing?
messed up. Oh my god.
Anyway, have you played any games in the last week?
I have not. No. Nothing. Sorry.
okay.
I've been playing games with girls. That's about it.
Tell me about those games, dude. Look, I didn't specify anything in the show notes here that was specific to video games. So, what's
No, a
up?
girl's been playing with me, bro.
Yeah.
These online dating is terrible.
Tell me,
It's-
bro.
It's so. You talk to girls for a little bit. They all say they don't want to be on this app, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
I don't want
wanna
to be on this app. Yet they're on the app.
Correct. I would say like 80% or 75%. I'll be like, okay, here's my phone number. I get on my phone number, right?
Yeah.
They text me, great, everything's great.
Good, so far, so good.
Talking to these girls, but
Yep.
they don't want to ask anything about you. It's all about them. And I'm like, and they're like, I don't know if that's like, to me, it's playing games. It really is. So it's just annoying. And then you have the ones that just don't message at all, which I actually prefer better instead of just wasting my time. You know what I mean?
Bro, give me your login for your app.
Oh my God, dude.
Give me your login. Please.
I would.
He's hesitating. He's
Please?
hesitating.
We need
Please?
permission though. We need
Permission from who?
From people.
What are you talking about? My wife?
Yeah.
If I'm talking on your behalf, I don't. Well,
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'll-
trying to get in trouble here. All right.
no, I'll talk to her about it. I'll see what she thinks because I think that I would love to have to pretend to be you. I think that would be a lot of fun for me. That
So
just
messed
sounds
up.
fun. That just sounds fun.
It's just like there's like a
Because I have nothing to lose. I would be like, why aren't you talking to me? I'm like, why is everything that we talk about you? I would just like start calling them out on everything. I'd
I
probably get-
want to do that. I think I'm gonna do that from now on, but I think
know.
I already exhausted my options, and there's not many people around here. So
I got you, bro. I'm like the young, like AAA baseball player who just got called up. Like, I want to do it all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fresh. I'm like,
Yeah.
you've been out on the field for a while, dude. You've been out on a long road trip. You're tired, right? But I'm coming up and I'm excited. So like, I'm ready to go, bro. Like put me in, coach.
No, that's fair. All
Let's
right.
talk about
That's-
it. Let's consider it.
We'll talk about it off podcast.
All right, that sounds good. Mistry, what have you been up
Hi.
to in the last week?
I feel like I'm being interrogated now all of a sudden.
What?
It's just like the spotlight's on me and
Spotlight's on you, bro.
starting to get a little warm,
Yeah.
starting to sweat a bit. I don't know. Yeah, no, lately I've been keeping up with my streaming schedule, which is nice.
Beautiful.
Daddy Trax was nice enough to stop by, which is cool.
Oh, very cool. What's he like?
Nah, he needs
Yeah.
a little work.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
I'm kidding. No, I'm sure he had a blast. I don't know. You can.
I did. So Real
can
Mystery
speak for
was
your
playing.
behalf.
He was playing Crash Bandicoot, and like I forget how long I was. I think I was cleaning the kitchen or something like that while I was in your stream. I just remember being in there for like 45 minutes, and you're on the same section in Crash Bandicoot, just dying over and over.
I
But
spent 3
nobody-
hours on that
Dude,
section.
nobody cared. Like everybody was just having a blast in the chat and joking around and talking, and it was just like a lot of fun to like see. And I definitely think people should check your stream out. I had a lot of fun just watching everything.
There was definitely a lot of puns being thrown around. Yo mama jokes being thrown around.
Oh yeah, Jimmy, I told a joke.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
I told a joke.
Yeah, and Daddy Track sends like an essay of a joke.
I didn't think it was that long, but then when I typed it
Essay.
all out, yeah.
It
You
was,
wanna hear
I think it took the entire character count for a regular message on Twitch.
I didn't realize how long it was. I didn't know it was gonna be that long.
Funny.
Jimmy, you want to hear the joke?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now I stole it from a movie. It's not my joke, but here's the joke. Okay. I was on an airplane, right? And like before you take off, how the pilot gets on the intercom thing, he does like the safety talk or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm on the airplane, and pilot comes on and he does the safety talk, and he's saying, or exits are over here, blah blah whatever. And all the stewardesses are like pointing to everything, whatever. So he gets off the intercom system, and he's done the safety talk, except that he actually forgot to get off the intercom system. And he turns to the co-pilot and he goes, "Oh, dude, all I want is just a hot cup of coffee and a BJ," right? And everybody on the plane starts cracking up and snickering because they're like, "Oh my God, this guy forgot to turn off the thing." So one of the stewardesses starts sprinting up the aisle to try to get to the cockpit. And this guy in the back of the plane goes, "Hey, sweetheart, don't forget the coffee." Get it? Because he wanted a coffee and a BJ.
Oh, I feel so terrible for the audio listeners because I couldn't see the look on Jimmy's face.
Stupid.
Get it? Because the guy was like, "Oh, she's going to give him the BJ, but she forgot the coffee." You get it, Jimmy?
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Yes. So Real Mystery stream was a lot of fun the other night. It's from Goodwill Hunting. No, what's that from? Yeah, Goodwill Hunting. No,
God.
yes, Goodwill Hunting is from.
Oh, Jesus Lord, dude.
You
Oh,
get
my
it
Lord.
because she was gonna get. You get it?
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
So what games have you played lately?
I'm talking to Mistry right now. Okay. So.
Well, no, I got it. I've had the luxury to let it simmer since Friday night. Okay, I got it.
All right, so Mistry, you've been streaming. Anything else going on in the last week?
Oh God.
Trying to think. I've been working on a couple projects here and there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. You joined our podcast. That's something that happened.
That's big.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep, that's pretty huge.
that's good.
I joined the podcast.
Exciting.
I got
You
a
excited?
great 45-minute pitch. At the end
Yeah,
of
this was actually kind of funny. Are you okay if I talk about this just like a little bit? I'm not going to get super into details or anything like that, but basically, I
tiny bit.
I talked to Mistry after the stream last week, and Jimmy, I gave him like the sales pitch of sales pitches of like why I wanted him to join us, and I'm just thankful that it worked.
You gonna read the sales pitch?
Huh?
You gonna read the sales pitch?
No, I didn't write it down.
Okay.
No, that was one he definitely wung it. I don't know if that's the right terminology.
I definitely wung it. Yeah, that's what we say in the States. Hey, you wunging that or what?
Swung in that and he hit.
No, but it was a good conversation, and I'm very excited for the future of the podcast, and also just getting the opportunity to work with you.
It's gonna be a blast.
I am excited too. I appreciate it.
Mistry, have you played any games in the last week?
I played some Halo 5, some MCC,
Whoa.
and Crash Bandicoot for the most part.
When you're playing MCC, what Halo are you playing in it?
A mix of them all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you doing custom games, or like what are you playing?
I tried getting into a bit of ranked.
Okay. So probably Halo 3 then, right?
Turns out they're very sweaty in ranked, and they don't like having bad teammates, so they'll send messages to you about how bad you're playing, even if you're on the same team.
I always just apologize to people when I get those messages. Dude, you're so bad. I'll send a message back. I'm like, hey, I didn't want to get ranked with you. You guys were all clearly better. You think I had a good time? It wasn't my fault I got teamed up with you. Probably would have rather been teamed up with people my own skill. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Like I'll give them like an essay back of like why, like I didn't want to go through what I went through either.
I need to write that down.
Like, bro, I didn't want to go through that either. Like, yeah, you're right. I suck. You think I had fun playing in this game with you? No. You think I would have sucked so bad I brought you down? No, I know I'm not good. I'm level 3. You're 20. I don't know why I got ranked with you, bro. You know?
Little population count in Halo.
It's not my
That's
fault.
what it is. That's
Get
what
over
it is.
yourself, dude. Also, if I'm that bad, why don't you do something like, team up with me, follow me around, use me as a bait buddy.
There you go.
Jim.
Use me as bum bait.
Yeah, Jim.
I think
Bait
that's
buddies.
terminology. Bum bait.
We were bait buddies.
Yeah, we were bait buddies.
We should put that picture up I sent you today.
What, bait buddies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jimmy found a picture of us when we were 15, 16?
Yeah,
14?
it had to be. It was 15 or 16.
Yeah, definitely above 12, but definitely below 17.
Yeah. Of us on the beach being miserable.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on in that picture. We did not look happy.
You were all messed up. No, it's just the beat. Like he had problems with his crotch or something like that. So I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah,
like for all the sand and stuff in it.
It's probably sunburn. Is probably actually what was going on. Not on my crotch, but just sunburn generally.
Well, no, like what do they call it? Chafing with sand?
Oh, chafing.
Chafing.
Yeah.
It was chafing.
No, it's definitely not chafing. There's shaving.
Okay, that's fair. My
but
bad.
I wasn't shaving on the beach.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah. It's definitely chafing. Probably.
It's very brave of you to be shaving on the beach like that.
Yeah.
Very brave, especially in front of Jimmy.
Yes. Well, I would shave in front of Jimmy.
He does it with I remember you tried it with a chainsaw, dude. That was wild.
Yeah, dude. Probably won't do that again. So Halo, Crash Bandicoot. All right, well that's good. I have played the most amount of video games that I've played in months in the last 3 days.
Pokemon Go?
No,
Really? Wow.
I've been playing Pokemon Go.
You wanted me to download a game, right?
Yeah,
what
dude.
The hell
forget
is that shit
you.
Game
Forget
called?
you. By the way, forget you.
Yeah, you
I
you
will
play
never.
The shittiest games.
No, I will never ask you to play a game again. Okay, I've been playing State of Decay 2. For some reason, there's one night where I had a hard time sleeping, and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, you know what game I'd really like to play? I'd really like the pleasure of going through the OCD fulfillment that is State of Decay 2, where you literally, the whole game is just like, go to this building, completely clear it out. Go to this building, completely clear it out. Go to this building, completely clear it out. It's very satisfying if you have like OCD in a colloquial sense. Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yep.
And I've been playing State of Decay 2 by myself, and I think the first night I played like 3 hours, right? Then the next night I played like 3 hours. Bro, and then last night I played like 4 hours. I was literally up until 3:30 in the morning playing State of Decay 2.
My God.
Here's the thing though. I'm having so much fun playing. Dude. Jim, okay, so about maybe a year ago or so, probably actually more than a year at this point, you and I played State of Decay 2 when I was streaming, and the rest of my community played. And bro, we had such a good time playing. It's why I reached out to you, and I was like, bro, download State of Decay 2, let's play this. And you're like, no, I'm not playing the game.
No, I didn't say that. What did I say?
I'm not going to say what you said, bro.
What did I say?
I don't remember what you
Mystery
said.
is gonna have it. You're gonna like this.
What did you say? You said,
Everybody will love my response.
I don't even have your name saved, dude. I don't know where. Here we are.
Yeah.
You said, I'd rather play Halo 5 again. Whatever, dude.
Damn, he's right. That was a fantastic answer.
Whatever, bro. But I've been having a lot of fun with State of Decay. So I've been playing a lot of State of Decay 2. And I've been playing, of course, Pokemon Go. And I'm waiting for this legendary that's out there to change. I thought the legendary was going to expire like last Thursday. It didn't. The legendary has continued. And honestly, I'm bored right now. I'm waiting for something else. I'm stuck on 2 quests. And I can't like move forward in those. So I'm just like, just catching Pokemon. It's like when, Jimmy, like, remember when the game first came out and it got boring and you're like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at in this game. It's like I can't progress anymore. I need something. They need to give me some kind of quest or something to do because I'm getting bored.
I see.
But that's what I've been playing.
Do they have like all the new gen in that new
Not
Pokemon
all
Go?
of them. Not all of them, but most of them.
Okay, well, where are they at now? 4 or 5?
So here's the thing. They have some from, I think, every generation, including Sword and Shield. I'm pretty sure. But they didn't release like all the Pokemon from X and Y. I don't believe that they released all the Pokemon from Sword and Shield. So it's like some of them are available, but not all of them. It's kind of weird, but Like I have this one evolution of Meowth called, what's he called? He is called Berserker.
Huh?
Yeah, so in the, let me look this up real quick. In the Galar region, which is Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's a Meowth, but the Meowth is like, he's like black and gray, and he doesn't evolve into Persian, he evolves into Berserker, which basically looks like a Meowth, but with like a giant beard. Actually, it looks kind of weird. But anyway.
Oh dear, this thing looks freaky.
Yeah, I actually kind of really like this design for this Pokemon.
Oh, awkward.
Yeah, but so I have a Berserker, but I'm looking at the Pokedex, and there's only 4 Pokemon from the Galar region that are available right now. So it's like not all of them have been released.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it is weird. There's only like 30. No, not 30. Sorry, that's how many I have. There's not many Pokemon from the X and Y that have been released, and I think from Black and White and then backwards they've all been released, but so they haven't released everybody. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been up to. Happy to hear everybody's alive and everybody's here. Today, we are going to talk about Halo Infinite's player movement. Now, Jimmy, you did not watch that video like you were supposed to.
I've been watching it a little bit as we're talking.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of an overview. So there's this YouTuber. His name is Shyway. Shout out to Shyway. He has an awesome YouTube channel. Go check him out if you're interested in Halo multiplayer or anything like that at all. This guy is a Halo caster. Okay, so he actually gets paid money to commentate on Halo esports for Halo 5. And so he's taking a look at Infinite, and he was dissecting the multiplayer trailer, Jim, in a way that really pulled out a lot of different aspects from Halo multiplayer that you and I, and probably the casual person who's watching, and I would assume you too, Mistry, not really see or put together, especially like through the first couple times that you watch it. First time I watched the multiplayer reveal, I kind of felt like it was like, okay, this is more multiplayer. Like there wasn't really anything different. And then as time has gone on and I've been watching it more and more, I'm picking up more and more details. But this dude goes like third level, you know,
almost frame by frame sometimes.
Yeah, seriously, frame by frame, looking at everything in a really deep way. And I think what's interesting about it is not necessarily what he found, but more so the overall like kind of philosophy that you're seeing 343 try and pull off. And it looks like what they're trying to do is this is my take from what I can see. It looks like they're trying to marry the classic movement with the modern movement. Like they're really trying to bring up something that's in the middle, and I don't know if it's going to work, but it looks pretty good. My initial take from it is that this looks pretty good. This looks interesting, and I'm excited about it. There's a couple things that I want to jump into, but overall thoughts, Mistry, I don't know how much you're into like how the player movement affects the game, since I know that you're not like a hardcore competitive Halo person, but does this kind of stuff as a player who's kind of like maybe more in your kind of shoes, like is this stuff important to you at all? Do you care about it? Is it not really that big of a deal? Kind of give me your take on the whole, even like paying attention to the player movement and stuff like that.
I just shoot Spartans and then they die.
Okay.
I hope. Okay. No, I mean, okay, so like I don't really pay too much attention to it. I'll figure out things on my own as I play, figure out my own way of moving around maps and so on and so forth, which is what's kind of cool about Halo 5. I mean, still, I'm finding that some people are still finding new ways to move around the map with the thrust, the sprint, the clambering, and so on and so forth. Right. Which is quite fascinating, even though this game has been out for 4 years. I think we established last week. Right.
Yeah, 6 years. Well, 5.5. Yeah. So
semantics.
Yeah, same thing. A long time. The game's been out for a long time, and people are still finding crazy ways to move around the map and stuff.
Right, exactly. And like, I guess are we gonna get to that point? Like, what the thought of, or like what they found for the video?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But overall, it's not necessarily something that, you know, if I had asked you, hey, check out this video, it's not something that you would have seeked out to find out.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I mean, if it pops up on like, you know, YouTube's algorithm or whatever, I'll be like, okay, I'm intrigued. I'll click it and watch it, but I'm not gonna go out and be like, Halo Infinite overshield stats.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, all right, cool. So that's good to know. So, all right, basically, I'll go through this a little bit by little bit. In this video,
I have a lot of questions.
Okay, so Jimmy just finished the video. That's good. Jimmy, overall, what's in the top of your mind right now?
For the sprint, is it the main focus of movement? Is that what we're seeing here?
Is sprint the main focus of movement?
Yeah. Like, I see they're trying to make it a little bit more dynamic and, like you said, balanced. I don't like the sprint. I think that's one thing that Halo has that's separate from like a lot of like newer games like Call of Duty and whatnot. Like Call of Duty, you could run around super fast and play very fast, whereas Halo, taking away the sprint, you can't really play like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Halo, and especially traditional Halo, has always been smaller maps, more condensed areas. You know, think of like Halo 2 and Midship. That's not a giant map. Compared to any Call of Duty level, it's smaller than all of them. But it played fast, and it played excitingly because it was a small area, and there was no sprint. So you didn't need sprint in Halo in order to have fast-paced combat because the maps were smaller and more condensed. And then obviously you can kind of see what happens to a map like Midship in Halo 5, where everything kind of expands out a little bit more. So that's more of like the Call of Duty style. Everything's more expanded out.
I'm also not seeing a Spartan charge or the hover, the thrusters.
Yeah, so that's one of the interesting. So there's a lot of Spartan. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things that I want to talk about. There are movements that were in Halo 5 that are not in Halo Infinite. And to people like me, I am super, super curious and look into this stuff like crazy. Like, oh, is this here? Is this not here? So far, it doesn't look like there's Spartan charge. It doesn't look like there's hover, and it doesn't look like there's thrust. Sprint is obviously confirmed. Clamber is confirmed. But a lot of those other slide is confirmed. But boosting is not confirmed. We have not seen it yet. And we haven't seen the Spartan charge. Thank God, because Spartan charge was awful.
Yes.
I mean, it's
like
funny.
Fun for the first like 5 minutes, and then that's it. Like,
you know what I rather would have had? Okay, I think it would have been cool as an assassination if like you also like tackled the guy to the ground. Like if the Spartan charge was like, I'm gonna boost, but I'm boosting from behind on this guy, and so I'm gonna knock him over to the ground and like stab him inside of the helmet or something like that. I think that would have been kind of cool. But being able to just kind of like use the magnetism that's in Halo 5 and Spartan charge and just like fly forwards and hit somebody so hard that they die, it's kind of like, what is happening here? This is so crazy.
Yeah, I could see that.
But basically, well, Jimmy, let me go through it real quick.
Yeah,
I'll just touch on some of the points that he brought up, and then we can dive into any specific ones that you want to. Same thing with you, Mistry. If there's any of the specific movements that you guys want to talk about, I'm going to start out with the base movement speed, and I'm just going to kind of compare it to sprint as well. So, traditionally in Halo, you have two speeds. You have your base movement speed, and you have your sprint speed. In Halo 5, there is a drastic difference between how fast you could go with your base movement, which is where you're not sprinting and you're just moving left, right, forwards and backwards with the left joystick. And so there's a big difference between that and sprint. It looks like in Halo Infinite, the way that this guy has been able to break it down, the difference is a lot smaller, which means the base movement has been increased and sprint movement has been decreased. Meaning there's not as much of a difference in Halo Infinite in the differences between base movement and sprinting than there was in Halo 5 or Halo 4 or Halo Reach. Somebody like me, that is just, it's it's music to my ears. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear. I hate Sprint. I hate what it did to Halo, but I understand it's in modern games and we kind of can't get rid of it, whatever. But I'm very happy that I'm very happy about that change. Mistry, does that change mean anything to you? Do you really care about it at all?
Well, I mean, one of the big things that I was definitely thinking about while I was watching this video was just this one change alone. It's going to cause a whole dominoes effect on how we engage in combat altogether.
Oh, and map design too, yeah.
Map design, exactly. Engaging in combat when it comes to, like, you know, is Spartan versus Spartan, let alone even just traversing the map.
Right.
Right. And that's something I'm sure you're going to bring up later on, because they definitely brought up a couple other different ways of traversing the map in the video itself. But, like, I don't know, like, we might be looking quite differently at how we're going to approach our fights in the future in this new Halo, in Halo Infinite, with all this cool stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of professional Halo players who talked about how they felt like Halo 5 felt more like you were a solo player with 3 other solo players against another team. Like, it felt like you could kind of go anywhere and you could kind of do anything with the movement, which is, you know, what the purpose of it was. But because of how fast Sprint was, when you combine it with boosting and sliding and stuff like that, you were able to just move around so much faster. And it for whatever reason, it kind of had this effect where it felt like the playstyle was a little bit less, you know, maybe what it was, and Jimmy, tell me what you think about this. Maybe what it was is, like, when you know you can get back into the battle really quick, you're less likely to make sure that you stay alive. Whereas, like, if I'm playing Halo 3, I'm moving down in the hallways with my teammates because I know it's going to take a long time for me to get back. So I don't want to die. I don't want to die at all because I don't want to have to deal with respawning and then coming all the way across the map. Whereas in Halo 5, it's like, I can fly around and kind of get back into the action really quick.
Right. See, I learned in Halo 5 to play, like, skirmishing. I started skirmishing because that's how I actually play.
Yeah, in the 1v1.
Because, yeah, and I think that's how, you're right, that's how, like, the original Halos were, where you kind of had to kind of do that and make those decisions versus moving quickly in Halo 5. And I'm trying to, like, I'm trying to remember how I played, though, like, in Halo 2, because, I mean, it was slower pace for sure, so.
Right. Like, moving around the map would have had to be, like, some strategic thing in Halo 1, 2, and 3.
And I remember you would move it, like, very, like, in sections, so you wouldn't get spotted. That way, you, like, in coagulation, bro, you could. How I got to the base without anyone noticing me was, like, moving slow at one. You know what I mean? It was very strategic. Let me get into the rocks.
Okay, let me make sure the team's not seeing me. Now let me get over to that cliff. Okay, let me get to that little thing that's on the cliffs. That way I can kind of hide behind. Let me peek over. Is anybody spawning out in the open? No. Okay, let me jump off and I'll use the cliff and I'll bounce off it and jump and try and get to the base as fast as possible.
Right.
I see what you're saying there.
It was more strategic in a way. To me, at least.
You know what I realized, Jim? I realized that this dynamic that we have between the 3 of us is really good because you are, like, the big team battle guy. Mistry is much more of, like, the fun aspect of Halo, like, less competitive, like, more of the story and everything like that. And I'm definitely, like, competitive is just, like, what I love to play and watch. So this is actually, like, a really good mix of perspectives on this. So, because it's interesting, I didn't think about big team battle once when I was thinking about this video or player movement, but, like, there you are with coagulation, and that actually makes a lot of sense to me.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be a giant map, because if you look at maps like Zanzibar, that was a big map, but at the same time it wasn't, because there would be some close quarter battles all over the place.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
like there's little patches with buildings and stuff that you can kind of stay close. Yeah.
And then you had, like, a map like Containment, which was huge.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
Containment was awful, dude. It took like 30 seconds to get across the map. That took forever.
Unless you had a vehicle.
But seeing that difference is, like, I'm very curious what kind of maps they make in regards to the new Halo. So
yeah, my prediction here, based off of just what we saw in this video, is that the maps are going to look more. Okay. The only way that I can explain this is I need you to imagine Midship from Halo 2 and Halo 3 and imagine the remake of Midship called Truth in Halo 5. Halo 5, it's expanded. Everything's longer. Everything's wider because they have to take into account sprint. Halo 2 and Halo 3, there is no sprint, so everything's more condensed, right? So I imagine that all of the maps that you're going to see in Halo Infinite are going to be more condensed in a way that is probably more typical of a classic Halo than what you saw in Halo 5, where everything was so expanded.
Yeah, I from what I've seen, I know I quickly went through this video, but it looks like they're trying to, like you said, they're trying to balance it out.
It's this weird marriage, right?
Yeah, and that weird, it can go either way. You know what I mean? Like,
right. It could. Good.
Because I never got. You guys talked about your opinion on it last time, right?
Our opinion
on the last
about
podcast
what?
On the E3 presentation.
Yeah, that was the post E3 show.
I obviously I wasn't that podcast. I never really got the chance to express how I felt, but
you want to express how you felt?
Yeah, I mean, just on a quick basis, to me, I was underwhelmed. I was underwhelmed with the whole thing.
You just really wanted to get that in, that you were not happy and you didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, it's funny because I looked into it more and I'm like, okay, this actually does look a little bit different from Halo 5 in terms of the movement, in terms of the style of gameplay. It does look actually different, and even the looks itself, like, it doesn't look as glassy as Halo 5. It looks more realistic in a way. It's hard to explain that. I actually, looking into it more, felt better about it. I just don't see any major. I didn't really see any major big team battle. I mean, I guess with the Warhog, the new Warhog, and all that, but I didn't really see anything crazy like that stuck out to me and was overwhelming to me. That's all.
I get exactly what you're saying, and I'm actually right there with you. So, like, when I first saw E3 and I first saw what they showed from campaign and then the multiplayer trailer, I was blown away by what I saw by campaign. Like, I cannot wait to get into the story. But when it came to multiplayer, I was so underwhelmed. I called Jimmy the next day. I was like, bro.
Yeah, we both talked about it. Yeah.
Bro, what is this? What is this? This just looks like Halo 5 2, which is what I was terrified of. It's not until I'm breaking it down and looking into it and watching these videos where they take it frame by frame that I'm getting more and more and more excited. But part of the reason for why I wasn't excited is because there was no new thing. There was no, like, okay, Big Team Battle 2.0 where it's 12 on 12 is not that different from Big Team Battle 8v8. We can all agree to that, right? Like, this is not a giant departure from what they've done before with Halo, right? I mean, this is
it doesn't. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like that.
Right. So this is something that was very popular for Halo people, especially the ones who were not like me and Jimmy, waiting for this big flashy thing, which is probably why a lot of people were happy, because they were like, oh, this is gonna be awful. Oh wow, look at this. This looks like Halo. Jimmy, I really felt like you and I were like some of the only people who were just like not blown away by what we saw at E3.
Even DC Samaj, Doug, he thought the same as me, so he was right on board with us.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird thinking that we all had the same opinion, but then we were in the minority of.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, like,
impressions.
All that stuff is gonna be so over exaggerated, especially with, like, there hasn't been any really new games out, so everybody's going to be excited for this game, even if it doesn't really look that different.
I don't think so, because you had Battlefield there. Everybody could have gotten really excited about Battlefield, but not Halo.
Well, Battlefield looked amazing. They did such a great job with the trailer.
Yeah, I think Battlefield looks great. Did you see see the guy who did? Okay, you know the scene in the Battlefield. Sorry, this is like super off topic from where we were.
Yeah, it's all right.
Did you see? Okay, you know in the Battlefield trailer where the guy's in a plane and he jumps out and he shoots a rocket at the jet and then he gets back into his jet and flies away.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy who did that?
Yeah.
Watch it. His like reaction of seeing it live.
Yes, it was on TikTok.
Was that cool?
I did not see that.
It was really cool.
The guy's like losing his mind because he's like, oh my god, this is what I did. Yes. And he's like, he's Russian or something like that. He's like, thank you. He's just like saying thank you because he's just like so blown away that they put that in. And you could tell because like the dude jumps out in the plane and like you could see his eyes like, oh my god, this is what I did. And it's like, it was so cool to see that.
Could you imagine,
so
bro?
Exciting for him.
Yeah, that has to be so. I cannot even imagine. I can't imagine what that's like.
Can you imagine if they did that for Halo? Like they actually, like, you know how in Halo 2 we loved when we get hit with a rocket and the Warhog would fly across the map or something like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they did a trailer like
A
that?
cinematic trailer where the Warthog's
Yeah.
flying around and stuff. It
Or
would be
like stuff that people do in the game, like that's very popular.
No, I'm with you, right? I'm with you. I would love to see something like that. I would have loved to have seen something like that at E3. Looking back, I don't know. I mean, because clearly they hit it. They hit the mark with a lot of people, just not us.
Should have just given it Mint Blitz for 24 hours.
Seriously, yeah. I mean,
but it's hitting with the mark with the people that already made up their minds. Honestly,
no, I totally disagree with you. Because last year, they got roasted last year at E3. Do you remember that? They got roasted for what they showed. These aren't people who already made up their minds.
But it didn't look that much different. It didn't really look that much different. Like,
it clearly did. Well, the campaign certainly looked different. Graphic wise, the detail, the level of detail and how polished it looked was remarkably different than how it was a year ago. You can look at side-by-side comparisons. So what
did you like that presentation?
Which one?
The original one, the first one.
I was like one of 5 people who did.
Is that funny how that works? Like you're underwhelmed by this one, but you're kind of like, okay, the first one was good.
I liked what I saw from the first one, and everybody hated it. And then this one, I'm like, and then everybody's like in love with it. I don't think people are, especially on the internet, dude. Nobody's positive on anything for no reason. I don't agree with that exactly, but a game like Halo that has not been in the mainstream and has not been in the gaming's eyes as, like, you know, a darling to get behind and get supportive of, is getting a surprisingly good amount of attention out of what they showed at E3, even among streamers who looked at what Halo showed last year and were like, this doesn't really do anything for me. Like, there is something here. It's not hitting me or you, Jimmy, but that doesn't mean that it's not here.
No, I get it.
It's hitting people.
I mean, like I said, I went back and to me it was a little bit better than I originally thought, but still, I don't know. We'll see. We'll just say we'll see. You know what I mean? I can't really say anything.
What did you remind us how you felt when you saw everything at E3?
All I could think of is there's just a lot to unpack. And you mentioned it earlier on in this episode. Like, the more you look at it, the more you see. Yeah. Right.
For sure.
You're always finding more things. I mean, and even Shyway brought up some pretty cool things that I completely missed out.
Yeah.
On in the video. Trying to segue back to Shyway's breakdown.
It's actually really good by you. It's actually a really good job to bring it back here. But yeah, to bring it back to Shyway's video, we were talking about the base movement speed, how that was increased, how sprint was decreased, and the two speeds are closer together now than they have been in previous Halo games. The impact of that, of course, what Mistry was saying, it'll have an effect on how people play, and it'll have an effect on map design as well. So I'm excited about
real quick, because DC Samaj is saying major movement didn't, in the live chat, he's saying major movement didn't decide winners. Gun skill map control did, adding the elusiveness ruined Halo, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Major movement didn't decide winners. What's he mean by that? Is he talking about?
I guess he's saying like movement itself did not decide the winners. It was more based off gun skill and map control.
What is he talking about? Classic Halo? Is he talking about modern, like Halo 4, Halo 5?
I would say it was probably classic Halo.
So he's saying in classic Halo, major movement. I don't know what that means. Major movement didn't decide winners.
Yeah, he's saying classic. So, I mean, to me that makes sense, because in Halo 5, dude, they had like the thruster and all that. Like when they added that in, it just really, I think it screwed up the dynamic of the flow of the game. But that's just my opinion.
No, it did. It certainly look, whether it screwed it up or not, it changed it. Right? It definitely changed it. Being able, and Halo Reach was the first to really change it. Once you introduce jetpacks, something that sort of removes the incentive of trying to get the high ground, because you can just get a jetpack and fly up. That affects how Halo plays the way that we know
the
it.
engagement, the traversing around the map,
For sure.
right?
So
Like
when
those are huge things you have to take into consideration now.
Right. So, and especially Halo 5 maps where it was clearly every Halo 5 map, every original Halo 5 map was basically it seemed like a jungle gym obstacle course for Halo 5 like player mechanics, Spartan abilities or whatever. It was like, here's all these ledges you can clamber, here's all these places you can sprint, here's all these places where you can slide and boost. And it's like it looked like the maps were designed because they were like, we need Spartan abilities to work everywhere. And it was like like maybe we needed something a little bit simpler. But he says, okay, gun skill map. Okay, so like gun skill and map control did. Yeah, I mean, Halo classically, and this is something that they talked about in the multiplayer, you know, when they followed up with multiplayer with the devs, they talked about how what defines Halo is even starts, having to move about the map in order to get better weapons, map control. So, and you know, and then obviously your gun skill. So yeah, DC Samaj is his idea here, and Jimmy, what you're agreeing with him seems to be the philosophy that this multiplayer team is working from.
Right, and he also said once you're in a battle, that was pretty much it. Like there was a winner. Now people could pretty much dip off and go around the corner and be gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what they tried to like. They tried things, right? It was, and that was a problem with Reach. Was like people would just sprint away, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to catch him.
And that's what I was talking about with the skirmishing that I do, because you had to do that in the original Halo in order to stay alive.
Right.
If you wanted to stay alive, if you're across the map on coagulation or headlong or whatnot, and you died, like you knew that was a big deal to the game because you would have to come all the way back. You know what I mean? Like you
let
would have
alone
to
wait for
play
the
that.
respawn time. Yeah.
Correct. Like it was much more strategic in that sense.
You had to think a little bit more.
Yeah, you had to think because you had to think about the game time. You got to think about how long it take to get across the map and all that.
Right.
And that's why vehicles were more important too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And that's why it was it was a strategy in classic Halo to blow up unused vehicles that were at the opponent's base.
Correct.
I can't tell you the last time that I played Halo 5 Big Team Battle and thought to myself, oh, I gotta blow up these vehicles.
Right.
Because it doesn't really matter that much. Everyone's sprinting around
exactly
to get across the map.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, I'm with you.
Let's go back to the basics, bro.
And that's what it looks like. That's what I'm talking about here. That's what it looks like they're trying to do. Starting with making sprint less making sure that sprint has less of an impact.
And he also go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to mention something that's not, I mean, I guess you could consider movement. It was the grapple hook.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get to that. He talks about jump. He breaks down jump. Now, this was funny because they didn't have like they didn't have a great image to go off of, but he literally took Spartans in Halo 3, Spartans in Halo Reach, and then he took like the video that he could find in Halo Infinite of how high they were jumping. And it was clear in Halo 3 they jumped a little bit higher than they did in Halo Reach. It looks like in Halo Infinite they have, I kind of forget exactly his breakdown, but from what I remember, and RealMistry, let me know if I'm getting this wrong here or if I'm misremembering. It seems like the jump in Halo Infinite is pretty similar to like the floaty kind of jump that we had in Halo 3. Like it's a like a moon jump. It's a moon jump.
Yeah, that's something he definitely mentioned in his analysis. Was that it is a little floaty.
Yeah. Now that doesn't bother me. I think that makes it feel a little bit more classic Halo-y. Again, I think they're trying to marry classic Halo and modern Halo. So we'll, I think that's. I think it's gonna feel a little bit. I think it's gonna feel similar. It's gonna feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Familiar. It's gonna feel familiar for classic Halo players, I think.
Hopefully.
He breaks down crouch a little bit. I mean, there wasn't much to break down a lot here.
Can I mention something that I seen that really kind of bothered me?
Go on.
Yeah, well, no, not bothered me. It was just like, so there's a part.
Hey, you know what else I found that really pissed me off about Halo Infinite?
I was confused by it. There's it was like 10 something. There was a notice where it said press A to pick up a frag grenade. Now, do you have to pick up the grenades manually? Like, wouldn't it be easier if you just walk over them, you pick them up?
I didn't know that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Unless it's just to pick up new type of grenades that are not plasma or the human grenades.
It would be weird to me that you have to manually pick up grenades, but maybe that's something they want to do.
That you can find. I think it was at 10 something.
Does he talk about that?
No, he doesn't talk about it.
Yeah, I don't remember him talking about that.
But you just saw that image?
Yeah, I think somebody else. Yeah.
All right. Yep. Where what's the number? Let me pull it up.
1057, I think. Let me look back. Yeah, 1057. I might be wrong though.
Pick up M9 frag grenade. Yeah, there's a button there to pick up a frag grenade.
I wonder if it's something like along the lines of maybe you can only carry one type of grenade. Maybe. So maybe you're just swapping it or something.
That's what I was thinking.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Like if you only could pick up 2 plasma grenades or something. You know what I mean? And you switch to the regular frags.
But that would be a departure from Halo.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say a departure, but that would be something that's a little bit different. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. And I also like something to talk about. Well, I guess we could talk about it now. I just don't have any like opinions on it because I don't know.
It's all right. It's something different.
How did you find that, dude? You're so annoying, bro. You don't watch this video all day long. Somehow you pull it up and you're watching it while we're doing the pot. And then you find this little detail that totally throws me off. I had no idea about. I wasn't ready. The dude doesn't talk about it in the video, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, but I don't even know what to think about that.
I'm just
keeping you on your toes.
Yeah, I got.
You're keeping me on my toes. You're right. Okay, so yeah, he talks about crouch. The other thing that he was trying to figure out is if there's Gandhi hopping. Jim, do you remember Gandhi hopping?
Was that what? Gandhi hopping? Is that when you like
Mistry, do you know what Gandhi hopping is?
Yes, I do. I know what it is.
How do you not know this, Jimmy?
That's the deal with Gandhi, that person, right?
No, that's exactly what it is. During his fasting, what he did was he just hopped around.
Yeah, most people think that it was actually the fasting that led the British to change what they were doing. Turns out it was actually him hopping on to all the leadership of the British Army, and they got so annoyed by it that they then gave in to his demands. Gandhi hopping.
This is a new concept, okay?
Yeah, no, Gandhi hopping is where you jump in the air in Halo, and then you spam the crouch button, and it basically moves your hitbox around. It was popularized by the player Gandhi, who is a esports player, I think, on Team Carbon.
Yeah, I don't remember which team he was on, but I think it was popularized in Halo 3, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was popularized it was in Halo 2 as well, but I think Gandhi really, like, maybe he was one of those players who did Halo 2 and Halo 3, and he was just known for it. So, but I think okay. maybe it was like more effective in Halo 3. Like the hitbox moved more in Halo 3.
Yeah.
So he was talking about all that to basically say we don't know if there's Gandhi hopping in Halo Infinite. Okay, breaking down a little bit more into sprint here. Something that I'm very happy about. The time in between. Okay, so in Halo 5, Jimmy, you're playing Halo 5, and you're sprinting around, and you see a dude in front of you, and you pull the trigger and you shoot him, right? No. What happens? You have to stop sprinting 1. Okay, then you have to wait for the cooldown for your Spartan to be able to shoot again, because for some reason, super soldiers in the future, they can't figure out how to shoot and sprint at the same time. And they need like a second.
They only have 400% reflexes or something like that extra, right? Like they can't seem to bring that up fast enough.
They need a solid 3/4 of a second to figure out how to put the gun in front of them again in order to shoot again. Well,
right.
In Halo Infinite, Jimmy, you can basically shoot immediately coming out of sprint. So there's less of a delay between sprinting and shooting than there was in Halo 5. This further emphasizes this, like, okay, sprinting's not going to have as much of an effect anymore, because this was the way that it affected the game in Halo 5. There's this like pause that had to happen between sprinting and then shooting in Halo 5. That's virtually gone. You can pretty much just shoot instantly now. Again, further just kind of like in my opinion, correcting issues that Sprint had before. I don't know if there's really.
I'm not a fan of the sprinting.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. There's sliding. There's really not much to talk about when it comes to sliding, other than like we all kind of know what sliding is. What I want to know is if you can slide and shoot at the same time. Halo 5, I think there was you couldn't shoot while you were sliding, but like you could shoot pretty quickly coming out of sliding. So it'll be interesting to find out, like, can you slide and shoot at the same time? That'll be interesting to know. Clamber is back in Halo Infinite. We kind of all knew that because the Master Chief.
What's clamber?
Clamber is where you miss a ledge, but it doesn't matter. You pull yourself up on the ledge.
Okay.
I love that that's the way that I described it.
Yeah, it almost negated the need for crouch jumping.
Yeah,
Right,
correct.
okay.
Correct. Crouch jumping is just so hard. Players keep missing it. What if
I still do it in Halo 5?
What if they could
Crouch
just
jumping.
reach out with their hand and pull themselves up? If you give somebody that ability, then you need to give the ability of the opposing player to be able to step on the Spartan's hands, so that way he falls to his death.
That'd be awesome. I agree with that.
The next thing he talks about is it's not actually something he knows. It seems like there might be this okay, so there's this item, this piece of equipment in Halo Infinite called the repulsor. And Jimmy, the repulsor, if you remember from the multiplayer trailer, was the thing that the guy had on his arm, where the guy with the plasma pistol shot at him. He pulled out this thing, and then a plasma pistol shot.
I liked that.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That was cool. And then he finishes them off with the BR.
Yeah.
So the repulsor is described as being something that pushes. It doesn't just deflect energy like plasma pistol
Almost like it
stuff.
just repels or something.
Seems like it kind of repels anything. It's kind of the idea. And so he was wondering if there might be something called repulsor jumping. This is what he's calling it. He being Shyway. And he's wondering, will I be able to use the repulsor to bounce off of walls and bounce off of the ground and kind of like do some weird jumping thing, which would be kind of weird in game, but you know, something interesting to kind of keep your eye out for.
Something to keep the momentum going too in the middle of a fight.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, like imagine that for like sticky grenades, where it just like threw the sticky grenade back at you.
Oh, that'd be so annoying. Like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Didn't the armor lock do something similar to that?
Oh
Wait,
god, I hated the armor lock. Yeah, the armor lock did. I think the armor, like, if you try to stick somebody and they use the armor lock, it could bounce back at you. I don't know if it was always a guarantee that you stick the other guy, but it was something like that.
It bounced back regardless.
See, I'm just weary of all of this because, like, when they did Halo 3, I mean, they had the bubble shield, they had the lift thing, like, and that stuff was just like, you know what I mean? So, I'm just a little, I'm still worrisome. No matter what we watch, I'm still worrisome. That's all.
Yeah, so it's definitely something to bring up. And, you know, not many people know this because a lot of people look back at Halo 3 as like the golden age of Halo. There were a lot of people who liked Halo 2 who hated Halo 3 because of equipment. You can make the argument that Bungie was going down the hallway of ruining Halo once they introduced equipment in Halo 3. Because if you think about it, the gravity lift sort of evolves into the jetpack that you get in Halo Reach.
Yeah.
The bubble shield kind of evolves into the armor lock that you get in Halo Reach. The regenerator, the thing that sucks
drop shield in Halo Reach as well.
Right. So, right, exactly, the drop shield. So, like, there was a lot of things that, like, you can see in Halo Reach, and you go, these things were so annoying in Halo Reach, but then you can see their roots in Halo 3. So the question is, and Jimmy, this is a great thing to transition to, because we basically went through that video. By the way, I'm going to keep an eye out for Shyway in his videos. I really liked his breakdown. I thought it was awful. I almost said awful. I thought it was awesome.
No, it was really impressive.
I thought it was awesome. Was really impressive. Very impressive. And he found things that I never would have found if I had watched that video a gazillion times in a row.
Are we sharing this link for everybody to watch? Because I want Doug to watch this. I'm actually curious to see what he says.
So the link for the YouTube video will be in the show notes, and it will also be in the description, because this episode is going to be our first episode that gets posted onto YouTube, by the way. So it'll
look
be
at that, firsts for everything here today. Huh?
It'll be in the description on
Milestone.
It'll be in the description on YouTube. It will also be in the show notes, and then we will post it in our Discord following this episode. We're basically going to copy and paste the notes from the episode into the podcast discussion. So we'll air the podcast, Jimmy, and then we'll take the show notes and we'll put them into the Discord so people can find the links and everything like that for everything. You like that? Huh?
Sounds great. Yeah.
Stepping up our game a little bit here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? What was I just about to transition to?
Yeah, the grappling hook.
Thank you. So the grappling hook, this wasn't really something that he talked about a whole lot, but just kind of just going off the idea of equipment and kind of like what you're a little bit worried about. I think there were certain things that equipment from Halo 3 did to stop gameplay. It stopped the momentum of the match, okay? Bubble shield, what did it do? It stopped momentum, all right? Dude throws down a bubble shield, pulls out a shotgun. You stand there, you go, okay, well, I can't go in the bubble shield because dude's going to shoot me with a shotgun, so I got to wait. Right, so you stay outside of the bubble shield, but you can't go too close to it because you could come poke out and shoot you, right? So you got to kind of keep your distance, and then you and this guy, if you don't want to be one, you and this guy are just staring at each other for 30 seconds until the bubble bursts, right? And maybe the guy has a sniper just trying to jump up and get like a little, but the idea, like it stops the game, it stops the game flow, right? Let's talk about the regenerator. Regenerator did the same exact thing. Dude throws down a regenerator. Your only hopes of killing him is that he's already really weak and you can get a quick beat down, or you get in there and you start beating down. You gotta like hit him a bunch of times, right? Or maybe you go for the stick, or if you have a
someone gift that, please.
Hopefully you have a power weapon. There's just a lot of the equipment in Halo 3 slowed gameplay down. It stopped it. Right? And a lot of the Spartan abilities that you saw in Halo Reach did the exact same thing, which people had a problem with. Like, why are we slowing the game down? But Jimmy,
it doesn't need to be slowed down.
I'll tell you what, I'm taking a look at the Halo 5 Infinite. Dude, something's just wrong with me today.
Halo 5 Infinite.
I should have drank before this podcast. I'm looking at Halo Infinite.
Halo 5.2 Infinite.
Grappling hook speeds things up, doesn't slow it down. This return thing is a way better alternative than just a standalone shield that's just up there, right? Which would slow down gameplay. This is like, bounce back real quick. You're going to shoot a rocket, boom, have a rocket back. You're going to throw a sticky grenade, boom, take a sticky grenade back. Right? So like it's we're keeping the game going, keeping the game going. Now there is one thing that they throw down that is this giant wall shield, but I noticed you're able to shoot the panels out pretty quickly. Unlike the bubble shield, where that thing is invincible, you're not destroying that bubble shield. And unlike the deployable shield cover that you had in Halo 3, which you had to shoot. It took a lot to break that thing down. This looks like you can shoot through it pretty easily and break that shield down. And there's like, so for anybody who doesn't know, there's this like, it's this wall, and it looks like it's separated into these large rectangular panels. And it looks like there's like 2 rows of them, so top and a bottom. And it looks like if one player concentrates all their fire on one of the panels, they can shoot it out pretty quickly to then be able to shoot the guy who's behind it. So while it would technically slow gameplay down, it doesn't stop it the way that equipment in Halo 3 seemed to. That's my take on it. That's my take.
It also absorbs quite a few bullets, right? So it puts you at a disadvantage if you're also shooting those panels.
Exactly.
Like you'd have to be very confident you're going to take the other guy out when you take down that panel.
Right. So it does slow it down.
Lob a grenade in the little hole, but
if you think about a bubble shield, right? The bubble shield, there's no amount of firepower is taking that thing out.
Well, couldn't you throw the lift in the bubble shield and it would put the bubble shield up in the air?
Yeah, but dude, that doesn't ever happen. Right. See, that's a moment that they need to put in a Halo multiplayer.
Yes.
There you go.
Cinematic trailer, right? That would be perfect, because the reaction of that guy, for anybody who doesn't know, there's this very popular Halo video, which happens in Halo 3, but it happened in the Master Chief Collection, which is hilarious because the game's 13 years old or whatever. Where this guy deploys a bubble shield to protect himself, and this other dude who's trying to go after the guy in the bubble shield throws a gravity lift. The gravity lift doesn't touch the Spartan, but he throws the gravity lift right below the source of the bubble shield. So the bubble shield just kind of goes flying up in the air. The Spartan who was standing in it just reacts perfectly, looks up in the air like, where'd my bubble shield go? Looks back at the guy like, oh shit. And then he gets sniped right in the face. So it was just like perfect timing. It was just like one of those things that's like the perfect clip. But Jim, that's actually like a really good point. That would make for an awesome moment in a
like that type of stuff would be so fun to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I agree with you there.
Kind of tried to put in a little bit of that kind of humor in the trailer. I don't know if you noticed that when that one guy got stuck in the foot, he did try to look down.
He did look down. Like yeah.
Yeah. Like they tried to put that kind of humor in, and then you can also tell that they were trying to do those kind of cool like movements when you had the grapple hook going onto the Hornet, and was it grapple jacking the Hornet after using the skewer on like the Warthog in front of him and so on and so forth, right?
Right. That's true. Yeah, that's true. The other thing that we're noticing too in the sandbox is like throwable fusion coils, right? So Jimmy, it's like another thing that's new and different, but doesn't slow down gameplay, keeps it moving, and it's just like, hey, here's an extra giant explosive for you.
Well, I saw you could throw Spartans now too. That's pretty wild.
It wasn't in the trailer. That. I didn't see that.
Don't do that.
I did not see that. I don't believe that was in the trailer.
And you throw them like DDT.
Dude, that would be really funny though if you could pick up dead bodies and kind of like throw them at the enemy, take out their shields or something like that. Or this would be like, I mean, this is just, it would take an insane amount of processing. But like if you could throw like dead Spartans in the path of like a Warthog. And then like it gets stuck in the wheel well and kind of like flips over the Warthog or something like that.
God.
Yes.
That'd be wild, bro.
There was that one Halo 5 assassination where like, you know, you stick the dead body and you can throw.
You stick the dead body and then
that actually affected the other like the environment.
Yeah. Hammer throw or whatever you call it, where you spin around a whole bunch of times and then you throw them in the distance. That would be cool. Sticking some dude and then throwing their body. Interactive bodies. That's what we want from Halo Infinite too.
Whew.
I like that idea.
My God.
That actually sounds fun.
Are they going to release? I'm assuming they'll release another trailer before it's released, right?
I don't know.
You don't know? No.
I don't know. I really don't know what we're going to see next or when we're going to see it. I really have no idea.
I think they will, because they have to give us a release date.
Fair enough.
Because that was one of my concerns from E3 was the lack of release date.
Yeah.
There's just I'm like I said it last week. I feel like they're testing the waters, seeing how we react, and so on and so forth, and then figure out whether or not are we actually releasing in holiday 2021, or are we gonna have to delay this a little longer.
We're excited to tell you, both multiplayer and campaign will release at the same time this holiday.
Dude, you're very close to that.
Dude, that cadence, bro. I got the cadence. Yeah. Halo Infinite is about adventure. It's like, oh my God. Come on, Bonnie. I will say, Joe Staten. I love Joe Staten. He looks a bit older during that presentation, didn't he? Couldn't you see some wrinkles in his face, a little stress in his face? I feel like all the developers, if you look at all the videos, dude, they all look so exhausted.
Do you know how long it's been since he's been on Halo?
They all look so tired. They all look exhausted. I am hoping that they all get a very nice, some nice time off once this game comes out.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Actually, speaking of, I guess something similar to that vein, have you guys ever watched The Patriot Act by Hassan Minhaj?
No.
On Netflix?
No.
Take a look. There's one episode in particular where he talks about the gaming industry and how like it can be kind of toxic or whatever. Like how the grind itself, it takes families away from from each other just because like you're spending hours upon hours of overtime during the crunch.
Yeah.
Trying to release the game, where like you have days upon days where you're not actually seeing your family and so on and so forth. Definitely worth checking out. I thought it was like really well researched and everything.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I definitely have like probably like the minority opinion of like it's the job you signed up for, but I'd be interested to see that and maybe have my perspective change a little bit. I wonder if crunch happens in Hollywood. I wonder if crunch happens. I mean, crunch happens for
I feel
lawyers.
like it would happen in post-production.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, all the actors are done doing what they're doing, and then it's the editors in the rooms who nobody knows. They're like sweating away just trying to get the movie ready. Yeah. What's it called? The Patriot Act, you said?
Yeah, it's like a Netflix series that is recently canceled, but
Oh, really?
yeah. He went on a few seasons where he goes on all these different, like, some political topics and other kinds of different topics. And he does a lot of research in, like, how things are being run. He talks to people, he interviews people in the industry and so on and so forth. And he brings a lot of light to certain things. For example, one of his last ones, I think, was why are taxes so hard to do?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, like, those are things that you don't really think about, but then he goes in, he starts delving deep, and he starts saying, like, oh, well, it's because of TurboTax. They're doing this with the IRS and so on and so forth. It's a whole thing, and it's really fascinating to watch.
Not to get too off topic on it, but I remember when Jimmy, do you remember when we were getting our taxes done with our tax lady when we had our business after Trump's tax plan came out, and she goes, like, yeah, we're probably all going to be out of a job because, like, the way that they're changing things to, like, make it, I guess, simpler or something like that. But I don't know enough about it, and I don't want to get into a taxes conversation here, but it is interesting that, like, here's what I don't get and here's what I don't like. It's like the IRS knows how much I owe them, but they won't tell me. I have to figure it out, or I have to pay somebody to figure it out. Like, dude, just say, hey Jonathan, you owe us money. Okay, how much do I owe you? No, you have to figure it out. Okay, so then I do the math, right? And I'm like, okay, I owe this much. Oh, no. You actually owe us a little bit more. Oh, well, how much more? Well, you owe us, blah, 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 whatever. And I go, well, how'd you know that? Oh, well, we knew the whole time. Well, why didn't you tell me? Why do I have to figure out what you already know?
Right, and if you don't figure it out, you go to jail.
Yeah, they'll come over and audit you, and then you'll go to jail.
Hey, you got the wrong number, so we're gonna come and check out your whole life.
Your last, like, 5 or 10 years of spending.
Hey, did you keep all that paperwork for the last 10 years? I hope.
Exactly.
But you knew the number. Yeah, we know. Okay.
He even brings up the whole idea that in Japan it's very different, where, like, they actually just mail you what the number is that you have to pay back or whatever.
See?
Yeah, I think the reason though they do that is because they don't know your write-offs. A lot of the write-offs. That's a big
but
thing.
Couldn't they tell you what you owe? And
yeah, but they could tell you what. Yeah, well, they kind of do. Like, they'll send you, if you get a 1099 and your business sends you, like, a 1099. Right. Not even 1099. Let's just go to. I'm making it more complicated. Let's just go to a employer or employee. Like, you know how pretty much, like, a good idea of what you owe back if you don't have any write-offs. So the reason that's the reason why they do it like that is because mainly for businesses and whatnot.
Yeah, but don't you have to do the math in order to find out how much you don't have? Good.
If they build you, they don't know. Like, say you're an employee, right?
Right. Say you're an employee.
They build you.
They said, hey, you actually owe
$4,000
us, right?
For the year.
You owe us $4,000 that you weren't paying on your taxes.
They don't know if you moved, if you have moving expenses. Like, there's so many other
but then you can just
outside
say that.
stuff outside of the employee. Yeah, but they. What do you mean?
Like, like, they come, right? Because here's how it works now, right? Here's how it works now. You hire somebody to figure out what you owe, and then you put together all your expenses and everything like that, right? Or alternatively, they could say, hey, you owe us $4,000. What happened this year? You got anything that you got to write off? And you go, hey, yeah, this is all getting written off, and then here's the money that I owe you.
Yeah,
Boom,
but
done.
you could have more income that they don't know about. That's another fact. There's a lot of different factors, like, we don't think about, that the reason why that we do our own taxes.
You got more income,
like,
that they don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's part of it. Donations could be part of it. You know what I mean?
Are we talking about charity donations, or are we talking about donations that you get while you're streaming?
Well, what if you're all right? Let's just give you an example, because this is what my dad tells me. He's like, if you're an employee and because he works a W-2 job, but he's also an investor and has real estate.
Right.
The government doesn't know. Like, you could say, I'm not paying taxes on this house, and not, like, if they don't audit you, you could get away with it, right?
Right.
So if you're an employee, they're going to send you a tax for the employee, but they don't know everything.
They don't know everything else that you have going on.
Correct.
I get what you said. I could start a landscaping company They have no idea unless
on the side.
Right. They have no idea unless I have an EIN and I'm filing quarterly and I'm telling them what my income is and what my expenses are. Boom. And then here's this thing.
There's a lot of factors.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's
Everything
not.
you guys said in the past 20 seconds has flown over my head. EIN and like what?
So you know how you have a social security number? Actually, you don't because you're Canadian. Yeah, I assume you guys have some kind of like tax ID.
Social insurance number.
Okay, so you have an SIN.
Yeah.
Okay.
SIN.
So an EIN is the same exact thing, but for a business instead of a person.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured it was.
Yeah, so that's my
business
fault.
entity. Yeah.
Well, Jim, way to take my whole joke and just make it unfunny.
Sorry. I just like I see those videos all over TikTok, and I'm just like, people have no clue. Everybody's just working the typical W-2 job, and like they don't have there's nothing else going on for them, so they assume like the government's out for them, or they assume that you get what I'm trying to say.
What do you work for the IRS, dude?
No, but they actually did start hiring a lot more people, which is a little weird.
You trying to get a job at the IRS, bro?
Nah, I don't like the IRS. I hate the IRS.
So you're defending them a lot.
I hope they don't hear me because I don't feel like getting audited. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hey, we gotta look at the last 10 years of your income there, Jimmy.
I pay my shit.
Yeah. Well, this has been tax breakdown podcast.
It's just more complicated than people put it out. That's all.
You're 100% right. That totally makes sense. And on the surface level, yeah, it's like, well, why do I have to? Yeah, Jimmy's right. Okay.
343 Industries arranges an unthinkable marriage. Player movement
guys.
speed and tax.
The tax code is 99% of the tax code is designed to save people money on their taxes. So let me just throw that out there.
There you go. Jimmy's trying to start a brush fire here.
Yeah.
Not with me, but
but people just are ignorant to it and no one really cares. So
anyway, it's okay. It's okay. I'm with you, Jimmy. The IRS is they're it's not all bad. Things make more sense than we think that they do. You're right. I hear you.
And they audit the billionaires and millionaires, thankfully, so they make sure they pay their fair share.
Make sure they're paying their money. We're gonna move on from taxes now to the China movie Untouchable movie poster. Who put that in the show notes?
Absolute last minute. I don't know if you guys have seen this by any chance.
So we're transitioning away from our main topic, as you can tell, and now we are talking about. I gotta look this up. The Untouchable China movie poster.
So like apparently they posted up on I want to say Twitter, a poster of a movie that's coming out very soon. I'm not sure exactly when. In China, and I think it translated to Untouchable or something like that. And when you look at the poster design, the main character looks extremely reminiscent of Master Chief. Like
I'm trying
to the helmet design and everything.
I'm trying to find it here. Well, what can you type into Google to find it?
I gotta figure that out myself.
How did you find it actually? Do we have a chat on Skype that we can share this?
It was like a news article that popped up for some reason.
Oh.
There's a new news article too from 343 that just came out today.
Oh, that's good. It's good we missed it.
Yeah. We could talk about it next week though.
Actually, hey, Mistry, could you type or could you share the link to it in the show notes and then I can pull it up, I think.
Right, I'll find it and do that.
Okay, cool.
In the meantime, I think we can move on to something else and then come back to it.
Why don't you bring up what's going on in MCC?
So apparently, today, season 7 they started at MCC, and it's a very like elite themed season.
Ah.
Not just that, they've apparently also added in a new map for Halo 3. That was developed by, do you remember Halo Online?
I do remember Halo Online. Jimmy, do you remember Halo Online?
Halo Online? What do you mean by that?
Halo Online, and Mistry, correct me if I'm wrong about anything here. Halo Online was a strictly multiplayer Halo game that was designed for Russians. And it was kind of like, it was Halo 3, but they had like some aspects of it that were like a little bit different, and then they had some multiplayer maps that were made specifically for Halo Online that were not released on Halo 3. But then that whole project, I don't know if it fell apart or if it was canceled or whatever. But so they have these assets that are just kind of hanging around from Halo Online. And it seems like 343 has now taken some of those assets and kind of repurposed them for Master Chief Collection now. How'd I do there, Mistry?
Fantastic. Nailed it.
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, they're releasing okay, so ready for this? This is the year 2021, Jim.
Yeah.
Halo 3 is getting a new map.
His second new map.
Its second new map. 14 years later, Jimmy, Halo 3 is getting a new map.
Why? What?
Because why? Why is this happening? Well, in fairness to them, it was designed for, you know, another project. But isn't that crazy?
That's pretty wild.
A new Halo 3 map. A new Halo 3 map that people can play.
Wow. Give me a freaking Halo 2 map, please.
Give you a Halo 2 map.
Dude, you don't understand how much I miss Halo 2, bro.
Oh, here we go. Here's the poster. I'm pulling this up right now.
Oh, is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Unstoppable is a Chinese film that is inspired by Halo. The protagonist is identical to Master Chief. This is literally Master Chief with an assault rifle.
That's what I'm saying.
Chinese, they don't give a crap, bro.
I can't believe this. This is literally Master Chief with an assault rifle.
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
If this is legit or not. This is insane. How
It probably is, unfortunately.
Dude, this is wild, bro. This is legit. Unstoppable. And it's legit Master Chief.
I guess it is Unstoppable, not Untouchable. Whoopsies. That's why I couldn't find it.
That's why I couldn't find it, man. This is weird. This is just strange to look at.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw that and I was like, wow, okay. How are they gonna get away with this one?
I want to watch this movie now, though. When's this come out?
I don't know. Does it say on the poster?
Bro, how funny would it be?
Not that we're gonna be able to read it.
How funny would it be if Unstoppable turns out to be like a better movie than like anything that Microsoft has ever been able to put out with Halo? Like, the best Halo movie is one that's not supposed to be Halo, but it has Master Chief.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of movies coming out, especially on like Netflix stuff, that are like Spanish or even Chinese, that are actually pretty good. Like, they're not like originally in English, but they do voiceovers.
Yeah,
and they're still pretty good.
Yeah, film production in other countries has gotten much better than say 20, 30 years ago. I want to see this Master Chief movie, this Halo story, Halo Unstoppable. I want to see this. It looks like the flood. It looks like the flood is like infecting this planet and everything is destroyed and broken, and then there's just Master Chief, clearly Master Chief. I mean, even the design of like the pack on his like upper back is the same.
Even
as
the
Halo.
helmet.
This is Halo 4 Master Chief. Halo 4 Master Chief with an assault rifle. I mean, he's colored the same. His shoulder pads are the same. Like, they didn't bother trying to make him different. This is weird.
I wonder if they could sue him.
No.
Why?
Because it's a Chinese company. Dude,
I don't know.
That's like a huge issue with Chinese companies taking like intellectual property from technology companies and making their own stuff, and you can't do anything about it because we're going to go to a Chinese court.
Well, they're probably like in China. They're probably like, they're looking at Halo. They're like, why haven't they made a series about this? Is awesome. You know what I mean?
Somebody was like, okay, here's this character, and let's. I don't know if this was like, hey, we need because it's not like Halo is popular in China. It's not like Halo has this giant audience over in Asia. They don't. But you know what? Somebody's like, let's just take this guy.
China's
like, we're just gonna take this. We're just gonna take
China's
this.
Killing it though. I will say that.
Oh, on the website that I sent you guys, scroll down a bit more. There's like a Twitter feed that might expand a little bit on something that's kind of going on.
Oh, I missed it. Let me pull this back up.
On the Twitter feed, there's like someone by the name of Daniel Ahmed, who's verified on Twitter, I want to say. He says like a new Chinese sci-fi movie called Unstoppable released its promotional movie poster this week. Seems to take a lot of inspiration from Halo, right? And he has a side-by-side picture of what looks like, I think it's one of the achievements. You know how the achievements had like the background image or something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like one of those background images. Ugh. And it almost literally looks the exact same, like the position and everything, except they flipped it and then they changed a little bit of the lighting, like added a little bit more highlight and stuff. The color and so on and so forth. But anyways, there's like I think there's a follow-up tweet right after that saying the official Xbox Weibo, it's like Twitter in China, account responded and said Halo is not unstoppable, in brackets a reference to the name of the movie. Halo Infinite will continue the story of Master Chief this fall. The movie using Master Chief in the poster has gone somewhat viral. So
well, interesting. All right, I guess it's a little bit of a bigger deal. For the most part, I guess
take that with a huge grain of salt.
What if Jim? Imagine this scenario. Okay, ready? And Mistry, go down this little trail with me. Right. They're like, hey, we gotta do this for Halo Infinite. We gotta make sure it's so good. Blah 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 blah. Right. And none of it matters. And what ends up happening is this turns out to be the greatest movie ever made. And the entire Chinese get obsessed about Master Chief and all get on Halo Infinite. And there's 1 billion people around the planet now playing Halo Infinite multiplayer. And Halo becomes the largest franchise in the world. And the multiplayer just gets opened up, with the rest of the populations around the world. And Halo Infinite turns out to be the most popular game of all time. Only because of this fucking movie.
And then Halo decides to put Battle Royale into the game.
and then Halo goes, oh, we have a new audience and it's way more popular than everybody in North America. We're gonna reboot the franchise, call it Unstoppable, and let's just do this whole thing. Dude, that would be wild.
That would be crazy, bro.
That's a timeline. That's a timeline that exists.
Sorry, I have a lot of stuff running through my head on that one right now.
Go for it. What you got?
No, it's just like,
what you got, Daddy?
I would think we would need to turn the podcast. We would need to make like a Chinese version of it.
Yeah.
And there's different platforms over there. But like Gary Vee, I know he does his content over in China somehow.
Yeah, we'd have
to. We would have to translate it. We'd have to get like a Chinese translator.
No, dude, we'd have to learn Mandarin or whatever.
No, they don't want it. Gary Vee, dude, he makes like millions over there, and all his content is transferred over into Chinese.
All right, well then let's do that, dude. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's wild. That's a wild thought. Speaking of movies, can I throw something out there real fast? I don't know.
Go for it.
RealMistry, if you've seen the brief trailer for the new Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. It looks pretty clean, I will say.
Oh, wait, so there's like a new trailer for are you talking about the movie or are you talking about
on
a
YouTube,
new Jurassic Park movie?
Yeah, new Jurassic.
Is this the one where they combine Fast and Furious?
No, well I'm gonna get to that, but
okay. If you're gonna get to that, then yeah, go ahead and
get to that. On YouTube, you can look it up. There's a new Jurassic Park teaser. It's a teaser, I should say, not a trailer.
Okay.
It's like very brief, like 6 seconds, but it looks absolutely beautiful, like the movie. But there actually are some serious talks that they will combine Jurassic World and Fast and Furious. I'm not kidding.
So this is Jurassic World 3 Dominion.
Yeah,
Dominion.
Jurassic
I thought
World
there was
Dominion.
already a Jurassic World 3. No? I guess not.
So this would be like the 6th installment in the franchise.
Oh, I thought that there were 3 new ones. There's only 2 new ones?
No, yeah. So it's Jurassic World and then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And now Dominion's the next one.
Okay.
They have Camp Cretaceous, which is out on Netflix, which is also connected to the little thing.
First look starts now. Jurassic World Dominion.
Did you notice that the dinosaurs have more feathers on them now?
Yeah, try and be more realistic. Well, I don't know if that's realistic, but Jim, you said this was 6 seconds, bro. This is it's like 2 minutes here, dude.
What? Really?
I think Jimmy was getting to something with that, because what they did was in Fast and Furious 9, in order to get more seats in theaters, what they decided to do is they decided to put like I think 2 minutes or 5 minutes, I want to say, of Jurassic World Dominion, like the very first couple of minutes of the movie, in front of Fast and Furious 9.
Really?
Just as promotion and in hopes to get more butts and seats for theaters to kind of get that going.
Whoa.
They're trying to combine it. 2 eventually, but
Right. I mean, hey, if we got these cars going in outer space in the Fast and Furious 9 trailer, who's to say that we can't go backwards in time and like somehow?
are you serious? They're going in outer space? I didn't even look at it.
Wait, who's going in outer space in Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious?
Let's go, bro. Dude, Fast and Furious is my favorite, dude. They're so good.
That's definitely a franchise you literally just turn off your brain, shove popcorn
Exactly.
in your mouth, watch
You're
for what
exactly
it is.
right.
That's all you do.
And we need more of those. Wow, they're bringing back Ian Malcolm. Very cool.
Yeah, all 3 of them are coming back. Sam
Really?
Neill, yeah. Ian Malcolm and Laura Dern.
I love Dr. Grant. He was my favorite.
Dr. Grant. What's he say there? Jim, what's that quote? After he's saying Dr. Grant, Dr. Grant, Dr. Grant. What's the quote?
What is man,
You
I don't
really
know.
should blah 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 blah. What was that?
Oh yeah, you really shouldn't talk. You really shouldn't shout in this. I forget the hell what he says. Damn it.
Jurassic Park 3.
That was
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 3, but wasn't she yelling Eric the entire time?
Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Grant one that I'm thinking about?
And then
Well, they
and
were
then
looking
Dr.
for
Grant
Dr.
was like,
Grant
this probably
too.
shouldn't be.
Eventually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
That's right. Eric. Eric.
Your wife is gonna be like, why are you
Eric!
yelling Eric's name? What the heck? Who's Eric?
Yeah. Would you?
Dr. Grant says you shouldn't be making that much noise. No,
What?
Dr. Grant says that's a bad idea. What? Dr. Grant says that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
a bad idea?
That's exactly how it sounded in the movie, by the way. We might get DMCA'd for that.
This has been Copy Strike Claimed.
That's freaking funny.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped for any kind of Jurassic World stuff. Okay, Jimmy, do we have any listener questions, sir?
Yes, we do. Am I reading them?
Let's do it. Yeah, are you okay being the listener question guy?
Yeah, that's fair.
Is it fair? Are you paying your fair share?
All right, here we go.
I'm still trying to figure out how Jimmy gets these listener questions if he's not part of the Discord.
Well, so there's 2 Discords. There's the Trax Town Discord, and then there's the Red Spartan Discord.
I'm not part of the tax town.
Yeah, he's not part of the Tax Town.
Yeah,
Fuck is
the-
that?
The tax
Town.
town. Okay,
Fell
okay.
apart.
The
It's like a
Tax
ghost
Town.
town.
What is a Trown?
Yeah.
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 Oh, seriously, what is a trown?
All right.
She's not gonna answer. She's just gonna move on.
Just Shady asks if I am gonna play the new Halo since it's free. Yes, I will. And he asks if I love him. I don't know
Oh,
what
he's just
makes it-
asking you this?
Yeah.
Well, let's turn these into questions for all of us. Go ahead.
Okay. He's
Give
asking.
him his moment.
Yeah. He's asking why I don't love him. I love him.
Okay. Yeah. We don't have to all answer that one.
I get on him for his TikToks, but that's about it.
Oh, okay. He said, "Why
here
don't
we
you
go.
love me?" And you said you do love him.
Here's a question for everybody right here.
Whoa! Slow down.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What was the first thing
What?
he asked you?
First thing he asked if I was gonna play the new Halo since it's free.
Okay, and you're saying
Because I won't buy the Halo. I'll just play it the campaign or the not the campaign, the
the
multiplayer.
free multiplayer.
Yeah.
You're not
Just to get an idea.
You're not super big into the story, right? You know, it's
Not
like-
anymore. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me
Yeah,
anymore.
right.
Like it did.
If you hear a lot of people say, "Oh my God, this is like the best story ever," you got to do it.
Yeah.
that-
I will.
They fixed it. They fixed Halo.
Right.
If you know what, here's a big thing. If it goes by multiplayer, if I feel good playing the multiplayer, I'll play the campaign.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So,
Okay.
but
Mistry, will you play Halo Infinite?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I
No,
don't think so.
that's-
I don't think.
Is
I
that
don't
what
think
you're?
so either.
That's what
dude.
you're thinking, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be really busy with Pokemon Go and State of Decay. So.
Right. I still got a lot of work to do on Crash Bandicoot. So
stupid.
not just that, it doesn't have Battle Royale.
Right. Yeah. There's also no battle royale. So is it even a game if it's not battle royale? All right. What's the next question?
If you had one wish right now, what would it be?
My one wish.
Yeah, anything.
I would wish for 30 hours in a day and 8 days in a week.
Wait, say it again.
I would wish for 30-hour days and 8 days in a week.
Oh, okay.
So I would wish for
I had to
like
process that for a second.
like instead of people saying like 24/7, it would be like 38.
Could we do that?
No.
Is that possible? Like, if we just took away the whole system right now,
No.
Couldn't we make that
No.
up?
No,
Why?
no, because
We
then
could
6
grab
a.m. is
what?
gonna be like, dude, 6 a.m. is gonna have like, it's gonna be like where the sun is gonna be different every single day. Like every 4 days, 6 a.m. is gonna be in like the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
People
then
do it in Alaska.
Yeah, well, yeah, but Alaska's doing that to itself.
Okay.
Also,
If
the
you
8
lived on
days a
a-
week thing. Well, you could probably do the 8 days a week thing, but the problem is then your years are gonna get screwed up.
Well, if you lived on Mars, like north of, like, or closer to the northern hemisphere, I
Uh-huh.
mean, it would be like that.
If you lived on Mars,
Yeah, and even
yeah, I
like
don't live on Mars,
Earth,
dude.
like even down south. I wonder how it would be down south, like
What are you
down
talking about?
the tip of South America.
Brothers, the days and weeks don't change on Earth.
No, I'm talking about like the daylight and all that.
Oh,
Because of,
daylight.
like,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, because it doesn't get dark. Like
Well,
right.
dude, maybe you could get away with 30-hour days on But again, the problem with that is that you know, once you start doing that by the year, and then like the next year, then you have so many extra days and whatever.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, but really, what I'm asking for is more time. I need more time.
Gotcha.
I want more time. I want to be able to do content with more time. If I had more time, I'd be able to stream. If I had more time, I'd be able to. Actually, if I had more time, the United States Postal Service would probably just put me to work more. So I don't actually know if that's what I want, but that's what I'm going with. I want 30-hour days,
Shit,
8 days, 8 days a
You
week.
shot yourself in the foot there.
Yeah, I realized that.
So fast.
I realized that. You know what? I don't know if it would actually be a good thing, but provided my life is kind of similar to the way that it is now in terms of like how much time I'm spending on whatever I'm spending on, I would love just an extra 6 hours every day. Would be wonderful. An extra day every week would be wonderful. That's what I would wish for. Jimmy, what's your wish?
The rain here for everybody.
You would waste your wish on some rain?
No, I'm messing. I wish the world had like a giant shield over it. Okay, hear
Like
me
an
out.
atmosphere? Go ahead.
No, like an extra shield. Okay.
Like body armor?
No, like the bubble shield. Imagine the bubble shield around
bubble
the
shield
Earth.
around Earth. Okay.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain
Gonna have
why
to
you want a
elaborate on
bubble
that.
shield around the Earth, bro.
Because I think there's gonna be an alien invasion soon.
Oh.
So I want to protect this Earth.
I hear you.
I think the peoples of Earth will actually unite. Maybe, I mean, unless it's a fake government alien invasion, but I think the people of Earth will actually unite, and we will take them on head on.
All you
So.
need is a common enemy.
Yeah.
Mistry, how about you, bro? What's your wish?
My wish. Oh dear lord. At this particular moment, I wish for milder weather.
Weather. What is wrong with both of you? Rain? Mild weather? It's a wish. You can do anything you want. You guys are asking for different
We don't
weather.
live in the East Coast of the United States where it's like the perfect amount of balanced weather.
Bro, you could solve that by moving. You don't even need a wish. You could just move.
I didn't know when I came here that it was like drought season. Like every
You should
freaking
look
month.
up the climate when you're moving.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. You know what? Whatever. You guys use your fucking wishes on whatever you want.
Okay.
Mistry's
Fair.
going to ask for milder weather and you're going to get rain. All right.
All right. Here's a second question.
I'm so mad at your answers.
What's your second wish?
So annoyed with their answers. That's great. All right, here we go. Would you rather everybody you know be able to read your thoughts, or for
No.
everybody you know to have access to your internet history?
That's fine. Yeah, take that.
Yeah, I'll take the internet history.
Yeah, take
too.
the internet history.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, which one, Mistry?
Yeah.
And these questions were by
Hold on.
just kind.
Wait. Mistry is getting out of answering this. He's just saying yeah.
No,
It's like Mistry.
No,
Do you want
I mean-
A or B? You go, yeah.
I go, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you give me options, I'm gonna say yes.
Well, I'm gonna hold you down and get an answer. What are you going with?
Do you want fries or do you want onion rings? Yes.
Wait, Jimmy, was the question everybody gets access to your internet history, or just your people? who know
Everybody you know gets
So
access. to
either
your
they
internet.
know all your thoughts, which means they're gonna know your internet history,
Right.
or they just get your internet history. But it's all people you know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing the internet history. That doesn't seem like a. Why would I want people to get my thoughts,
Yeah, it's too much.
dude?
Wait,
Thoughts
that's
are too
something
much.
to hide?
Yeah. Bro, my supervisors every day would be like, I feel like the amount of murder that you commit in your brain, we need to like take you somewhere. It's like, I know it's just a thought. It's just a thought. Not actually doing it. It's just a thought. Dude, if they start reading minds, guys know what I'm talking about. We're so fucked. We're so fucked. We are so screwed. Dude, there's no way we get to live in any society. Because here's what civilization does. Civilization makes it so you have these thoughts, but then you don't act. They're just thoughts. And you're good. And then you don't get out of your car and smash some dude in the head after he cuts you off, and then you're right behind him at a red light because you're civilized, okay? So if we start putting all that out there, all the things that we're not doing, we're putting out there, dude, good luck. It's gonna be like Minority Report, and every dude's gonna be in prison.
That's a movie I haven't seen in a while.
Or is it just me? Am I the only one? You guys are not like acknowledging any of this. Jimmy?
I mean, they kind of do it already. Like, if you Google stuff that's your thoughts, you're gonna get ads on them within the next couple hours.
Yeah, but that's not all your thoughts, though.
I mean, kinda.
Do you Google all your thoughts?
No, but it's an idea of like what you're thinking about throughout the day.
I see what you're saying. And maybe that's the point of the question, right? Is the point of the question kind of like your thoughts kind of are ending up on the internet? Maybe I just don't Google enough.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know TikTok is very good at that.
Mistry, what about you?
I've been watching like Game of Thrones and Dexter and all those kinds of shows, and now I just keep getting Trojan ads.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It's freaking funny.
Trojan ads?
Yes.
Like the condoms?
Yes, like the condom.
What does the condoms have to do with Game of Thrones and Dexter? Maybe because it's mature? Or they think that you're watching it and you're like super horny now?
Maybe. Yeah, probably. That's probably what it is.
Oh my god.
I mean, have you seen Game of Thrones?
I've seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I've seen
Dexter throws me off a little bit though. If you're getting really like turned up from that show, I don't know what's going on there.
No, there's a little bit going on in Dexter.
That's true. But there's just a lot of serial killing, I guess is what I was thinking.
That's true.
But Mistry, what's your answer? Thoughts or internet history? What do you
said yes, as in I agree with you.
Oh my god! Pick an answer! It's arbitrary.
That's what it was. I'm on the same side here.
Same side as who?
Same side. You guys both said the exact same thing.
Okay.
The internet history.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure that was a yes in agreement with us. I see. Okay. Mistry's like, I didn't know he was gonna get so aggressive the more I got to know him. All right.
Can I opt out? I want to opt out. Veto.
I meant what I said. Yes, you can. You can escape at any time you want. This is an open. Jimmy, what is this? This is an open abuse opportunity.
Open abuse.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can opt out. You can opt out from my verbal abuse at any point you want. All right, Jimmy. What's the next listener question?
So the next round of they're not questions. It's just #red honey #red, and then coffee #red, and then just Kylie asks, why are you called the Red Spartan Podcast?
Why are we called the Red Spartan Podcast?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so one of my favorite colors is red, and so the idea behind it, it's like multiple letters to this. One of them is red team wins more than blue team statistically, so the red team is always better than the blue team. When it comes to Halo, okay, don't get all up in my ass about anything else. Okay, video games, red team versus blue team, red team wins more. And then also I like red. It's passionate, it's fiery, it's angry, it's love, it's like it's alive, it's rage, right? It's like all the emotions that are like just like intense is red. And for some reason to me it's like lighting a fire, you know, like let's go, you know, that's red. If it was blue, dude, we'd all be melancholy and depressed and tired. You know, I'm excited, kind of. You know, like nobody wants that. So that's why we're the Red Spartan Podcast. And also, like, red cars, you're fast, right? A blue car is kind of like, you know, your insurance isn't going up, dude. You don't want a blue car, whatever.
Most food restaurants have red in their names.
Exactly, dude. It's eye-catching. It's like, let's go, baby. So that's why red.
All right. Good question or good answer. We have another question from DC Samaj. Yes. If you were to hold a tournament in the new Halo,
yes,
would you include all the new stuff they brought into it, like the grappling hook and whatnot?
Yes.
Or would you keep it simple?
Yes. No.
Like Halo 2?
Nope. It would be vanilla Halo Infinite.
Vanilla Halo. Okay.
The only things that might change would be we would consider are we going to have radar or are we not going to have radar? We would consider, are we going to take off power weapons? Like we would change weapons on map. But when it comes to movements and abilities and stuff like that, when we do a Halo Infinite tournament, it will be vanilla Halo Infinite. Whatever the update is at the time that we play it, it will be Halo Infinite gameplay.
Okay. Just Kylie's asking, what looks good to you for Halo Infinite? Specifically asking me. Everybody's asking me. I don't know why. This is for everybody.
She's trying to get around my whole.
True.
Ask it to everybody.
Well, I mean, I kind of already said what's what looks good to me. I said that, right? I forget.
I don't know. Mistry, did he say anything positive about Halo?
I know. No. I don't really.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I like the new. I like the new Warhog. How you could put things in the Warhog. That was pretty cool.
That's something positive. Yeah, you shared that with me before too.
I think it looks promising, more promising than Halo 5. I personally like Halo 5, but I think it looks different. So that's that. What the hell is this? This question's for you, Trex.
I don't. Skip all the questions that are directed at me. I probably don't want to answer it. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking. No, read it. No, dude, I'm just joking here.
Oh.
Mistry's like, hold on a second. You don't get to get out of a question. What the hell?
Yeah, hold on now.
How many landlords do you have in Pokemon Go?
What?
I mean, Landorus. Sorry.
Let me look it up.
The Pokemon. While he looks that up, Mistry.
I was like, landlords. There's a part of this game I have not been playing.
She asks, what it's like working with you or myself and Trax.
What it's like working with Daddy Trax and myself?
And me.
Mistry, what's it like working with yourself? You get along?
I can't exactly put a finger on it as of yet because it's just been a couple of days, hasn't it? Technically,
it really has been a day, basically, maybe 2 days.
So essentially, I mean, if you guys wanted like a time frame,
yes.
Like last week he did the pitch, if you will.
I like what that we're calling it, the pitch. It was a nice conversation. It was
definitely a pitch because you also called it a pitch. Your words, not mine, sir.
I mean, it was definitely a pitch, right? It was like, hey, we want you to do this with us. Here's all the reasons why I think this would work mutually. Yeah, so it was I guess it was a pitch. Okay. You're right.
Okay, you're accepting that it was a pitch?
I'm accepting that I used that word. Yeah.
Right. So last week, right after the podcast, we spent about an hour talking. He gave me a pitch. And then I asked him for the weekend to think about it. The reality was in that moment, and I mentioned this on the email that I sent to you. The reality is I feel like I knew I was gonna say yes to joining. I just needed to get over a couple of things or get my mind straight on a couple of things, which I needed a couple of days to kind of get over myself. So I did.
He had to think to himself, do I really want to go through all this abuse that Jimmy goes through? Do I really want to get yelled at every time? Okay.
Yeah.
Am I ready for that?
If you will, I needed to get thicker skin.
That's very true.
I'm not that bad, Jimmy. Although the truth is, in every organization that Jimmy and I have worked together in, everybody's always had a problem with me. What's that about? Dude, in everything. In everything, right?
True.
I feel like I'm one of the easiest people to get along with, but my history tells me I'm actually not. That's weird to think about now.
We could go. That's like a whole other hour we could go through.
Throw that in the Red Spartan Halo podcast Discord. Somebody typed it, or Kylie, maybe you can type this into #Red. And we'll do this for next week. Why is Trax so difficult? Just leave it at that.
we used to growing up. We used to make up songs saying, "Why are you so complicated?" Remember that?
For me?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Kids on our block. Everybody was.
Why did I have to be so complicated?
Why do you have to be like the Avril Lavigne song? That's what her name was.
Adam Levine.
How do you say her name? Avril. Avril. Yeah, my bad.
Thank God Mistry's here because I had no idea who you were talking about.
I don't know either. I'm sorry. Like her song, we used to sing her song for you.
Make things so complicated.
Yes, it was freaking funny. You did.
You
always
didn't know what I was talking about. You did pretty well at singing that song.
I didn't know who did it, but I know the song.
Also, I have a request here. This is not a question. This is a request. This is funny.
What?
It's not funny. DC Samaj is asking if you can send him the lockout match stream against Jim and Atorti. So, I don't know if you can.
Those games are going to be posted to the Red Spartan Halo podcast YouTube, which is going to release its first video tomorrow. I will get those up there. In the meantime, if you go to my Twitch and you go to the video archives, the live stream broadcasts of the tournament are all combined. The stream where we played, and then the stream where we did the podcast to cover all the gameplay are all grouped together in a single playlist. So you can find, like, if you're just trying to watch it, you can find those games. If you want to watch it a little bit more clean, a little bit more tidied up and edited, where I'm getting rid of like the beginning where nothing's happening, that will end up being on YouTube. You'll be able to find that.
Okay. Sounds good, bro.
I guess I wonder if I still have the footage from the first tournament.
He said he couldn't find it, but we'll see.
God, I hope it's there, because if it's not, I just lost it all.
That's all I have for you tonight. I could ask you one question. Would you rather fight a chicken?
Oh my God, go ahead. Mistry, you're gonna answer this first, though. I'm tired of answering first.
Mistry, would you rather fight a chicken to death every time you got into your car? This is a very wild chicken, too. Or would you rather fight an orangutan to death once a year, but you get a sword?
Dear Lord, where are you coming with these questions? Holy jeebers.
Wait, what was the chicken one again?
Would you rather fight a chicken to death every time you got into your car?
Oh my God.
Or would you rather fight an orangutan to death once a year, but you get a sword? And keep in mind, these chickens are roosters, so they're pretty feisty.
Can I set up traps in my car?
I mean, there's nothing saying you can't. So
right. So I mean, if I have established maybe some kind of trap setup or something for the rooster chicken cockfight or whatever, I might have every single day. I might take that over the orangutan, because the orangutan, holy shit, I have a sword, but doesn't mean I know how to use the damn thing.
Yeah,
just keep in mind
you just set up plexiglass like in cop cars, and you like have the driver's seat boxed out, so you get in your car and then like a chicken appears, right? And then you just leave it there to deal with it later, and then like your car just fills up with chickens like at the end of the week, and you're like, all right, I guess I'll have to fight all these things, and then you take a baseball bat and open up the doors and just go to town.
They come after you too. They have a hard fight.
Also, they're like the chickens from Legend of Zelda.
Dude, they peck very hard.
I mean, I guess you could say this is semantics, but if I have other people that are also coming into the car, do they have to fight the chicken as well, or is it just me? Oh my God,
great question. Is it just one chicken?
It's only when you're there. Only when you're there.
That?
Yeah, it's just one chicken. Only when you're. Every time you get in your car.
Okay, then I'm never.
So if you go out multiple times a day, you got to fight 4 chickens.
Dude, that's so crazy. You would do all online shopping. You'd have to find a job where you work from home. I mean, you'd basically have to do whatever you can not to have a car.
Get rid of your car.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I don't know if I want to fight a chicken every single day.
Or the orangutan, which appears randomly throughout the year.
No, dude, orangutan will rip my body parts off.
Yeah,
but this sword all appears next to it, like in a hat, like in Harry Potter.
I'm with Mistry. I feel like I'd I'd get the sword and I'd go, I don't know how to use this.
Right? Like, do I stick the pointy end into the orangutan or what?
You don't know how to use it once this thing starts attacking you.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works. I think I die.
Why does it spawn next to the orangutan?
You have to kill the chicken. You have to kill the chicken. So you would probably grab the chicken by its throat and then rip its head off.
Just pop its head off every single day. Every single day.
They peck very hard. Just FYI, I found that out today or the other day. So
Did you try to fight a chicken?
I have 12 chickens and 2 turkeys, and I was feeding my one chicken, and it pecked me, and it hurt really bad. And I'm like, oh my god, that's how good. They bite pretty hard, so it drew blood.
They eat seeds and such, right? I'd assume that they'd have to crack the shell or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Here's the problem with the orangutan thing, right? It's like I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, well, here's what I'll do. I'll do like a year of training. I'll do the orangutan. I'll do training, right? I'll wait till January. Then I'll do all the training, and then I'll be able to fight the orangutan, right? But here's the problem: if there's a year where I'm like injured, you know, my legs don't work, or I get older, and I'm like 80 years old, am I really going to be going to town every single year with an orangutan? Like, if I get older, I can just not drive, right? But if I decide to do the orangutan, I'm stuck with that for life, because that's not limited to getting in your car.
Right.
You know what? I'm taking the chickens, dude. I'm fighting a chicken every time I get in the car. That's my answer.
Yeah, right, because if you're gonna fight the orangutan, you have to be a master of unagi or something.
Right. And maybe
you could get really good at killing it. You know?
Orangutan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of times you get like associated with it, and like you get associated with the sword. That way, like till your death, you always know what to do to kill it.
What if you tried to get associated with the chicken?
Well, the chicken. I don't know. After a while, the chickens should be easy. I mean, they both should be easy if you're smart and can freaking handle it.
Yeah, you learn the spawn points, and then you just like have your, you have like long clip or like bush clippers just ready to go.
Spawn points.
Just pop its little head off.
Spawn.
You just get in with like a magnum.
What they sound like too.
I have one Landorus, by the way. Whoever asked that.
One what?
One Landorus, the Pokemon.
One more question. This is a good one. I want to see what you guys say.
All right, we'll wrap it up after this.
Yeah. Would you rather have summer all the time or winter all the time?
Oof. Summer.
Summer. Okay.
Yeah. Winter.
Winter for me too. I couldn't deal with the heat all the time. Fuck that.
I'm not a big fan of the heat.
I'm just not a big fan of, like, here's what I should say. Well, it's tough because anytime I'm in summer, dude, I want it to be winter. Anytime I'm in winter, I want it to be summer. So no matter what, I'm unhappy, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like getting through summer days, well, I don't know, because I don't hate the winter either. And what's winter? Where I live, winter is like 20 to 40 degrees the whole time. That's not that bad.
No.
Summer is like 80 to 105. So I don't know. That's hard for me to answer. Mistry, I'm surprised as a Canadian you're saying winter.
What? Oh, okay.
Well, aren't your winters like brutal there? Aren't your summers nice?
He's in Toronto, bro.
Whatever, dude. It's Canada.
I mean, yeah, we do get the odd, like, you know, blizzard and like huge snowstorm that we'd have to deal with. But I mean, we lived with winter like that for so long that it's not that big of a deal. The only thing I would have to worry about during winter is just dealing with the maintenance of shoveling your driveway and the sidewalk.
Right,
that's
fair.
Like Philly.
Right. So I mean, that is something that, you know, we could deal with. That's nothing crazy. I just prefer a much more colder climate. That's why.
It's funny you say that because I do prefer a cooler climate, but I for some reason I'm just like my gut is telling me summer, so I'm just gonna stick with it. Yeah, I'll go with that. But I understand the answer to say winter. I do understand that. Yeah,
that's all I got for you. Good questions, bro.
All right, well, great, dude. Those are good listener questions. Thank you for keeping them coming, and please continue to keep coming. Keep them. I don't know. I'm gonna stop repeating that.
What?
Wow.
Jimmy, where can people find you on social media?
Who?
Yo, I said Jimmy. Where can people find you on social media?
Jimmy. TikTok, Never Stop Experiencing. I'll probably be changing my name to my regular name. I have my YouTube almost ready. And I'll be shouting that out too. So
Shout it out, baby. Shout it out. Mistry, how about you? Where can people find you? And what are you up to?
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/RealMistry and youtube.com/RealMistry.
Heck yeah.
RealMistry. I also have a Discord.
Hey.
It's just a general chat though. There's nothing special about it.
That's all right. If you want to hang out with Mistry more, here's a place to hang out with him.
Yep, there is indeed a place. I will be streaming after we're done our chat after the podcast.
Beautiful.
Tonight. I'm playing Crash Bandicoot still. I'm trying to get the time trial for that cut mission in Crash Bandicoot 1. It's called Stormy Ascent. Probably one of the hardest missions to get through. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm trying to get the gold trial, and it takes about what? I have to get it within 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something. I have to get it finished within that time frame, and there's just all sorts of tricky jumps that you have to get through.
That game just seems really hard.
It is genuinely hard. You were not wrong. You know, Friday night when I was spending 3 hours on that one part. No joke. I finally got it after 3 hours, and then I started working on the other. I ended up getting 2 more gold relics after that, but yeah, no, I was stuck for a while. And this one I definitely will be stuck on for a while as well. I'm hoping to get it done tonight, so then on Friday I can start Crash Bandicoot 2.
Okay, very cool. I want to plug our Discord. You can find us at the... Oh, wait. I am not on social media. And you can find my YouTube, youtube.com/daddytracks. I have a video in the queue, which I just have to get up and get out. And then you know, I'm just not going to say anything about YouTube right now. But you can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/daddytracks. I'll be there eventually. And what else did I want to plug? I think that's it. Join our Discord for the Red Spartan Halo podcast. The link for the Discord will be in the show notes or in the description. We are also launching our Halo or Red Spartan Halo YouTube channel that is going to go up literally tonight. So I'll have that video set to be posted for tomorrow. And then what we're going to do initially is we're just going to have sort of conversations that we have and kind of put them up on YouTube. So an easier way to kind of digest the podcast if you only want to listen to like a certain conversation about, you know, us breaking down Sprint, or a certain conversation about us talking about fighting chickens and orangutans. That will kind of be like a conversation specific that'll go up every day over on YouTube. So go find us over there. Right now we don't have a custom URL, but I will include the links in the description of the podcast and in the show notes as well. So make sure you find us over on YouTube. For Jimmy Clow, for RealMistry, I am Daddy Tracks, and this was episode 33 of the Red Spartan Halo podcast. And by the way, just a I don't even know what to call this. I guess just a public service announcement. As long as ducks have their ways, ponds will never be family friendly.
Yeah, don't forget about the geese.
All right. You guys there?
Yeah,
what happened?
Podcast is ending.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
They're apparently brutal gang rapists. Ducks are.
Their geese are nasty.
Yeah, geese are nasty too.
Did I ever tell you about that theory of why Canadian geese are always so angry?
No, what's the theory? What's the theory? But that's going to be included. Maybe I'll include this in the.
Just a bonus.
And the thing, go ahead. Yeah, this is a bonus minute here. Why
someone told me that they have a theory as to why Canadian geese are so aggressive and angry, and it's because we, as Canadians, put our anger into the Canadian geese and send them down south for you guys to deal with.
Dude, that's so funny you say that, dude, because there's a geese, like as a mailman, dude, there's this one mall that I was doing pickups from. And there was this geese this one time that was literally attacking this little girl and her mom. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is this a geese attacking people? Bro, it was the wildest thing I'd ever seen out of a geese. And they're constantly chanting at me like, like across the parking lot. I literally got to the point where I'd yell back at them, and then they would like get quiet and just stare at me. I'm like, what is happening here with these geese like actually interacting with me?
No, you keep that up, and you're gonna have a whole gaggle of geese honking at you.
Yeah, well, as I learned more about ducks, I was just like, oh my god, these are awful. All right, I guess we'll sign off. Maybe we'll be back here next week. I don't know.